All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome into an all new episode of Comic Book Women. We got the full crew here tonight. It's going to be a really good show. We got Lucy, Haley, Sarah, and Jen, and we are going to be covering, I don't want to say a spoiler topic, but we are letting you guys know how would you word it, Jen? A tad spoily?
A tad spoilery.
Yeah, just a little bit. It won't give away anything too crazy if you haven't seen the new Thor movie, but just a little bit spoilery, but nothing too crazy. We are going to be covering cosmic entities, cosmic beings that you see in the Marvel books. It's kind of going to be a really interesting, in-depth conversation. Before we get started, shout out to Cover Price. They are sponsors for the show, and they provide all the data that we use for our market reports. And shout out to Bird City Comics. I think at some point tonight, Anthony's going to end up walking in here and giving me something to give away. So,
ooh, nice.
Shout out to them.
I want to. Well, I already highlight everybody, but I want to get Nimesh again for always supporting our channel. There's a little audience for you.
I feel like we owe him like more than a dance.
Yeah.
Like, we owe him like first
Well, I think I already owe him a child, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's the thing. One of our firstborns is going to Nimesh. We have to name him Nimesh.
I know.
All right, let's kick this off then. So yeah, Marvel cosmic characters and appearances, they are all over the place. We're going to be kind of diving into bits and pieces of it here. Hold on, you guys are out of order. That's going to drive me nuts. There we go. So yeah, Jen, why did we decide to cover this topic? We'll start with you.
Okay, so it is a little spoilery, but there's a scene towards the end of Thor: Love and Thunder where they're in a temple. And the beings you see here are the statues in the temple. So yes, there are other Marvel entities and other Marvel cosmic beings. We can do part 2, part 3. It can just keep going, right? Mm-hmm. But these are the 7 that were in the movie, and that's why we're doing this.
And again, that's not too spoilery. Most of them have made appearances somewhere along some point in some movies here and there, right? Mm-hmm. So it's nothing. We're not going to get too in depth. I haven't seen the movie, guys. So, and I don't feel like this gave away too much.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
You see it?
I've seen it. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Sarah doesn't agree with you.
I know, Sarah. What do you? She kind of just went.
I thought, okay, so I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it kind of like
number.
Yeah, I think it kind of like to me it went too fast. Like it just kind of was like this and this and this and this and then like the end, and I was like, oh no, like I wish there was a little bit more behind like Jane Foster's storyline. Well, a little, just all.
Did you hear the rumors? Did you hear the rumors that there's like a 4-hour cut out there somewhere?
Yeah, you told me that, and I actually probably would like to see the 4-hour, right?
I don't get why they do that. Like real fans of these things, like just like with Harry Potter. I know I'm using Harry Potter a lot, but like there was like, oh yeah, there was a 4-hour version, but we didn't want you guys to sit there that long. I will sit there that long. Right? Won't most of you sit there? Like if it was a Lord of the Rings, Haley, wouldn't you sit through? Actually, that one's pretty long.
I did know that.
Right?
It was like 4 hours, and I did sit through all of it. So.
And you did, so it was worth it, and it works. And
but the average person, right? Yeah. Like 2 hours is. I mean, 3 is pushing it. Remember, Titanic came out, and people were like, 3-hour Titanic movie. People saw it.
Well, I think they should always release a director's cut, but this guy said he was not going to release it, which is.
Yeah, I've seen that. I see that he won't do it.
What's the purpose of saying, like you guys said, what's the purpose of saying that there's a director's cut if you're not planning on releasing?
Maybe
I don't know. Did they say that there was a director's cut, or did they just say like I know that Christian Bale talked about certain scenes that he like enjoyed shooting, but they just like it didn't make the cut. And I feel like I get why maybe you wouldn't release a longer version, because as like an artist, right, you're like cutting things down to make it like what it needs to be. Though I do wonder. I mean, like obviously Disney's with Marvel, so like it can't be like as scary, or as it can't. I don't know. Either way. I thought it was good though. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still solid, good. Right?
Yeah. They'll probably put the scenes in the DVD release, probably, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Hopefully.
Christian Bale was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, he was fantastic.
Comment. Not your firstborn, but a simple dance.
You're
Thank you,
the
Bruce.
best. There you
So
go.
one day, Haley, Jen, or Sarah. Sarah, do you have kids?
I have no kids, but I have cats.
I have no
One of
kids.
them, Namesh Bruce. Bruce Namesh. That's a good. It flows. It works. Thank you, Bruce and Namesh. You guys, like, sincerely, we appreciate that more than we can
Yes.
say. All right, let's kick it off. So, typically, guys, if you've never been here before, our market reports, we always start with a first appearance of some sort. So, Jen, can you explain why we have these two up?
So we're going to be doing celestials first, or I'm going to only see one celestial in that temple. But I will say this: there is, I won't say what site or channel did it, but they were saying that the one that you see was Ashram, but that's the judge. That's not going to be the leader of the celestials. That's the one above all. There is two one above alls. There's the celestial one above all, and then there's the other bigger, more powerful version that we see only a few times in comics. So yeah.
The one on the left is Eternals 2, first appearance of Ajak. Am I saying that right? Ajak?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right. And the first appearance of Erisham, like you were just talking about. And then the one on the right, we have Eternals number 7. That one I feel like has like so much more oomph to it in regards to first appearances, because you have the first appearance and cover of, is it Tefra?
Yeah, Tefrol.
Yeah. Thank you. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these right. But yeah, both of these books are solid, though, for Celestial firsts, which is why you included them.
Yeah. Well, and a big thank you to Jack Kirby, who wrote and drew these back in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I know.
Really quick, Haley, before you get started, thank you so much to, there's a couple people in here that I forgot to say thank you to. Chicago, thank you so much for the comment. That's really nice of you. And Lord of Brooklyn, I will tell you guys this little insider information. We did send off, I think, 27 of the genies to be graded. So hopefully we'll get those back sometime soon. So just make sure you're subbed to the text line.
This comment real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Typically there's like about 9, but there's, I think, 36 celestials. If you count all of them that like have been born in our, I mean, granted some of them died, but yeah, 36. So
Wow.
All right.
I know when you told us oh, sorry.
No.
Oh wait, my turn.
She just mutes herself. Okay, so we have the Eternals on the left going for raw 1956 and a graded 9.6. I'm loving these 9.6s. 119. The last recorded sale though is that a 9.8 for 381. All right, I've decided I'm now only buying 9.6s. Like I don't need a 9.8. So it's a little bit out of trend. And then on the right, we have the raw for 1532, raw graded comic 9.6, 176, and then a raw last recorded sale for $30.99. So definitely on an upward trend. I love the right one, like the right cover, but I don't know, the guy's face
bang
on
for
the
your buck, right? Like what Ultra is saying, and like you're getting a lot more first on that one than you are from the. But again, I guess it's up to what you want to collect on it. Sarah?
Yeah, I agree. I like the one on the right. Doing my research. This is really cool that we're covering this whole topic of Cosmic Marvel, because this is like where Marvel begins. This is where everything starts. And with the Celestials, I didn't know, but they rebelled against the creator, because there was one universe in the beginning, and they fractured that, and that became the multiverse. Like, that's really cool. Like, who knew? Yeah.
That's fascinating. It's like the Big Bang of comics.
Right. And what's great about these, like, all these different, characters is that, they're watching us. They're the Celestials have monoliths that around the world that collect data. But they're like, they come to experiment on us and judge us. So that's kind of a downside, you know?
Well,
Yeah, I kind of see. I like well 7, but I don't know if it's maybe because the way they took the picture or something. But then I really like the one on the issue number 2 because it looks like a lot older. And the other one's like so bright, like if it's brand new. But I'm sure if you have it on like it, have it in your hands, it probably looks like number 2, issue 2. When Jen told us that we were like we're gonna do this, I Googled it, and you said that there's like 37. I was like, holy crap, are we gonna cover all of them? There's so many that I didn't even know. I thought it was like just like maybe 5 or 6, like Ultra was saying. But this is pretty interesting, and seeing if first Eternals, and they did the movie, and I really liked the movie. We liked it.
I did too.
I mean,
I did.
there's some stuff, obviously. There's kind of like some cheesy stuff, but then I really, really liked it. And also, one of our favorite actors, he was part of it. So I hope they do a movie number 2. But those 2 covers are awesome, and they're pretty affordable right now. I remember they were pretty expensive for a while, right?
Yeah, but the movie wasn't. I liked it too. It gave me a lot of hope when we see Galactus based on how they portrayed the Celestial coming out of the Earth. I was like, wow, that was super well done. But because
Super
it wasn't
creepy.
as well received by other the masses,
Yeah.
the books took a but that's a good time to buy then.
I love when
Wait,
that happens
true.
because, like,
Yes.
I like. Not that I hope that people don't like the films when they come out, but I'm also like, man, if they don't like the films, then I just get to buy all the comics. So
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Get those bargain deals, right?
Yeah. Like you said, Haley, like we see like Eternals. I really liked it, right? And I want to keep reading more about that. I want to know more about that. So that's perfect that those prices are down. I think it matters if you like it and you want to know more about it. So hopefully the market don't like it. So it goes down.
strong kickoff here with the Eternals, though, Jen. I like that we started this. So let's go back another decade. So we're starting in the 70s with the Eternals. Let's jump back. Oh, first, this one.
So what you're going to see is the first or important books, and then the second one will be a cool cover or a cover of that character. So I dug through all the Celestial covers, and this is coming up August 10th. It's a 1-100 by Mark Brooks. I think this is freaking fantastic. So what do you guys
It's
think?
freaking awesome.
this
Yeah.
looks so good. I mean, Mark Brooks is just so like such an amazing artist, but this just I feel like they look like it gives you that kind of like scope of like how large they are. And like they're ready to just I don't know. It just looks like they're like crushing everything. So I already saw this cover. I'm here for it. The drama.
Right?
What about you, Sarah?
Yeah. Like, it's really cool. I mean, like, just like Haley said, like, they're just, I mean, we saw it in the movies, you see it on this cover. They're just immense, and they just are, they just crush everything. So, it's a great cover. I like the way that the light is coming out of his fingertips, or their fingertips.
Lucy?
Yeah, it's so this one is gonna be like, cause I saw the one that it was for free comic book day. So this one is gonna be all like a tie-in between Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals, or it's all gonna be all in one. Do you know, Jen?
I don't know if it's like if they kind of like when they did
X-Men or
what was the last one that was like the big tie-in where like everyone had like some books that tied all together, but there's some stuff
I thought I seen that it was. I thought I seen a few books and they had Judgment Day on it.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
it's possible because it's going to be so in the solicitations. You are finding out that possibly the X-Men and mutants are deviants, and so the Eternals are going to be fighting like the X-Men and mutants, and the Avengers are trying to like stop it, like stop fighting. But I haven't read it, So
Are you
Yeah.
talking about this one, the free comic book day?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
doesn't number one come out Wednesday?
Number one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But probably because if number two comes out in August, maybe by
Right.
the end of July, maybe. Um, I that's cool, and it sounds pretty interesting. And probably if it, I won't read it if it's like so many tie-ins, because that just kind of turns me off. Like I don't care about it. I just ignore it. But because it's too many to follow, it's just
It does
it
get
annoys me.
really confusing really
Mhm.
quick. It's like
Yeah. So an amazing cover for sure. And again, it's 1 out of 100. I don't think I will be able to own this one if the price is gonna be crazy. Yeah. It's such a downer.
I know. You're like, I won't be able to afford this. I won't read it. It's too confusing. I'm not loving the cover here. Sorry. I know I'm going against popular.
Really? You don't like it?
You know, no. I think that it needs something. I'm not sure even what it is. Like maybe it just seems too flat to me.
You,
The whole,
you don't
like,
you don't like the silhouettes and like at the bottom?
the silhouettes are probably the
Yeah.
best part in my opinion. But somebody up there was like Iron Giant vibes, and that's what I got off of this too. I wish it had a little
Oh.
bit more depth to it. I wish there was
That's
more light to it. Something that made this kind of like that giant seem more powerful versus like, I don't know, it just, but again, I'm sure somebody give Laura a timeout. I'm sure everybody's gonna disagree with me on this, but hey, that's the whole
We're all allowed to like and dislike.
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
the gig, right? And this one, would I pay a 1 in 100 ratio for it? No.
I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't have that
I
either.
will say that I don't know if this like strikes me as a 1 in 100. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like this. I'm paying cover price that like of like like maybe max
You
of like
see,
$7. I'm
that's
with Laura
what
on
I'm
that.
saying. Yeah. Like I mean, I would have. It also like I mean I really like the colors and like I like the colors and I like what Jen said like the silhouettes. I think that's what it got me my attention the most. But yeah, I guess I see it now, Laura. You see, I ain't the only negative Nancy here.
All right, let's keep on moving. Guys, we're at a little over 50 viewers. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. We are covering cosmic entities and all types of cosmic characters. And we started with the Eternals, but now we're going to go back to the 60s with Fantastic Four. Jen, go ahead.
So the Watcher was also one of the Watchers was also a statue. We've also seen them in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the end credit scene with Stan Lee, and then in the What If series. The left is the first appearance, and then the right is the first cover. And there's a couple different Watchers, and again, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee created them, 1963, 1964, and yeah.
Well, elaborate on the Watcher for people that aren't familiar with the character. What is the Watcher? Like, so we had the last one was Celestials. What is Watcher's role?
So they're pretty powerful, but they don't really get involved. Well, yeah. Yatu, how do you say his name?
Yatu?
Yeah, Yatu. Yeah. Tends to break that sometimes, but they're just supposed to like kind of like record what would happen. So when they show up, usually it's a big event that's about to happen. But Yatu will, hey, you should probably prepare for this thing that's about to happen, and it's like he's not supposed to do that, but
He cheats a little. I like him.
Mhm.
Just a little. Just cheats a little bit. Not too much to make him sinister. All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
I love these covers. I will say I've like honestly never actually read the Fantastic Four. Like I'm gearing myself up to read like Fantastic Four Hickman because I think he'll make me care about Fantastic Four. But these are some. Well, the one on the left is got some money. You could get a raw for $1,400 and a graded 5.0 for a $925. And the last recorded sale was, I think that is that a 3.5? I can't read that tiny. For 552. On the left, we see that a raw comic went for 106 with a graded 7.0 for 225, and the last recorded sale for 102, and that was a raw. So it's on an upward trend. Fantastic Four 29 is definitely way more affordable, and it has the Watcher on the cover, which I think is really cool versus not having the Watcher on the cover. So
See, I like the opposite. I like the classic on the left. I love the classic. I kind of like the primary colors, the red, the yellow, the blue. This is a book from the 1960s. So, of course, space, the space race is happening. I mean, that's what's kind of groovy about these like covers that we're seeing,
Groovy.
Well, yeah, because it's, it's all trippy. It's all, you're talking. I mean, if you look at the Doctor Strange books, it's all kind of like trippy with, bright colors. This has got the moon, they're on the moon, you see the earth. I'm not a fan of the Fantastic Four, but I think I might take Haley's suggestion and maybe read that. But they're the oldest species, and they're committed to observing and compiling knowledge of the universe. That's what, like I was saying, like all these different entities, that's what they're doing. They're watching us, they're observing, they're taking in data. They're basically making sure that there is a balance in the universe. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, they deposit all their like knowledge into like one Watcher called the One, which is like a giant, like to me they look like giant babies. But like this, like the One is like a huge ass baby that they dump all this knowledge into, and
a huge ass baby named Namesh Bruce.
Right?
All the knowledge is dumped into Namesh Bruce.
Exactly. But yeah, and like what Jen said, is a lot of these entities don't get involved except for Uatu. And he's helped the Fantastic Four a couple times, especially when there's like big global events. So yeah, so there's your knowledge on the Watchers.
I recommend you guys reading the John Byrne Fantastic Four. It's older, but it's like the trial of like Reed Richards and Galactus. And
I really like these two covers. I like the one on the left better, number 13. And I just think it again because it looks like old school. I don't know. I like it.
If you could have one of the Fantastic Four powers, what would it be?
Oh shoot! Probably invisible.
Right.
Yeah. I'll be grabbing butts every. Just kidding.
You could do that as Mr. Fantastic too. You could just be like
stretch, but then somebody can. Yeah, but then somebody can. If somebody's watching me stretch, then they will see me. So.
That's true.
Invisible. Nobody will see me.
You're just gonna be inconspicuous when you're Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. And I think these two are pretty cool. That it was by art by Jack Kirby and written by Stan Lee. Those two amazing duos, and I mean I really like both of them. But I don't know, for some reason the colors and everything, I like number 13 better. But
I love that Sarah and Haley are always like opposite ends of the spectrum, because it gives us like this whole. We are now officially an overarching show that just covers everything. It's kind of perfect, to be honest. I like it. I gotta ask Jen.
Human Torch.
I knew you wanted to say it. I knew it. I could see you like, waiting for me to ask you. You're like, ask me my power, Laura. Human Torch. Why?
He can fly. He can go into space.
That's true. I'll give you
that. He's not going to get like he can go into space and not die.
Jen has such a cool ones. Why? And I'm over here like because I can grab butts.
That's a good reason, Lucy. That's solid reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Haley, you gotta give us your answer. I know. You know all the Fantastic Four, right?
I do. I mean, honestly, Jen just made a really solid case for Human Torch. I'm not gonna lie. Like now, I'm like, I kind of want to fly too, and do I want to go to space? I don't know. I might have an existential crisis. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be invisible. There we go. Because I could just sneak on a plane and then fly safely without burning my clothes.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. All right. I'm going invisible.
Thinking.
I would go with invisible. I'd be the invisible woman because you could grab butts, And you could like go into any store and like, you know, shoplift. You could rob
They could
banks.
see
I
the thing.
love you. You see,
See the
me
thing
and you.
floating. How do you shoplift if they see the purse like floating out the door? That is the one.
Would you
If you
tell
put it
would you tell on somebody if you're like, hey, there's like
You'd be
a
like,
floating
"It's a
dress? Those Jimmy
It's a
Choos?
ghost.
Yeah.
It's
They're a
floating.
ghost. It's a ghost. Don't get scared. Don't think it's a ghost.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Come here. Guys, really quickly.
What is Theo Anthony doing?
What is
Okay.
Theo Anthony doing?
So I couldn't find a celestial comet to give away, okay?
Yeah.
But celestials come from space, correct?
Yes.
As does the Mandalorian, 1 in 25.
Nice, nice.
I'm reaching a little bit.
That's
1 in
good.
25 Mandalorian number 1 because it comes from space as well as celestials.
All right. We'll be giving that away, guys.
Anybody that makes fun of me right now for trying to make that connection, this is gone. No.
Nobody said anything. Nobody
No.
said
Full
anything.
support. 100%.
Mandalorian number 1.
1 in 25.
1 in 25. Okay. That'll go away at the end of the night. Thanks, babes.
Pretty much.
All right. We're moving on. Next up.
What did you say?
Jen didn't say anything. Look at her. She's
No.
just sitting there.
She- Dang.
She's in
She's
shock.
the crappiest giveaway I've ever seen, Ann.
Jen.
She did.
Here.
I
Double
didn't say
A.
anything. I did this when you first did it.
Okay.
I'm happy. Thank you so much for
I
doing
feel like
that.
it was like
Jen.
No, it was this.
Jen.
Browns, Jen.
Didn't do anything.
It's not crime. It's just having fun. Jeez.
Right?
So
Yeah.
there's a
Go
bunch
ahead,
of covers with him, but this is the 1 in 50.
Yeah.
Yes.
150.
It's cooler when you look, because at first you're like, oh, it's just like a space, right, in the shadow.
Yeah.
But if you look carefully, it's all the heroes.
It's a freaking awesome cover.
You see
Oh,
Nova.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love like anytime you're like, if you look closer, my face just like goes to the screen. I'm like,
We all do that, Millie. All of us do
Right.
it.
as if it's gonna get closer, like genuinely. Like, oh, okay. Let me just.
Yeah,
And
I
the-
do that too.
And the worst is I have glasses and I'm like,
You guys can make the screen bigger. Like I do that when I need to see. I make the screen bigger and then it just exit.
My screen's 48 inches long. I don't think I can make it bigger.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
no.
it just
no,
made
no,
it
no,
bigger.
no.
That changes everything. Look at all those
That's
like
what she
details.
said.
Hold on. Let's see. What happens if I do this? Oh, no.
Sorry. Sorry,
What I-
Haley. I
Whoops.
had to say it.
Add to stream shit. I'm messing it up.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
No. But I mean, yeah, we can do this, right?
She's
but
like, no, I want my face on.
oh, there you go. Our faces are there.
We're here.
But no.
bigger.
What I'm saying, no. If on your screen, like if you click like by where the picture is at, like there's a little square, and it
Bottom
makes
right.
it like expands. Yeah,
You're talking gibberish. What do you
right. There's another shirt.
I like
But
us being on the
Haley.
side though, because then we're not in the middle of the thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because there's some,
but we
and we
can't-
might cover the bottom stuff,
Wow,
right?
you just took away.
Nope. Shit. Shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Fix it, Lucy. What did I do? What did I do here? Hold on. Remove. Add. There we go.
There
we
you
go.
go.
So
We've done
we
this
have
before.
the raw comic for $49.99, and that is the last recorded value. And you said it was 1 in 50, right? Or am I making that up? Okay,
Yes.
so that's like right on. That's right on point.
Yeah.
What? So I don't know if I would pay $50 for this, to be honest.
If it did it,
Sarah's
No,
about
I
to tell
don't
me
know.
she would.
No, I agree with Haley on this one. Like you know,
What?
it's cool. It's a cool cover, but like you know, big baby bald head on the cover.
Ugh.
they're ugly. They're ugly. They are ugly.
No. I mean it's cool. I don't like the fact that like Jen pointed out that they're in the shadow of it, but yeah, I don't know if I'd pay $50.
It's in your head. In your head. No, zombie. He looks like a zombie.
Right?
Lucy, what about you? What's your take here? Have you read Original Sin?
No, never. But they have amazing covers. Like they do have really cool covers. And this one is by Paolo Rivera. So
Nice.
I like it, but I don't like it. You know, like I like the side of his face is like those cool characters, like all those, you know, the superheroes. But then you just look at him and it's just like, whoa.
That's like every girl ever. I like it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Representing the comic book women well, Lucy.
Thanks.
It's moisturizer, said Brooklyn. Yeah, this one, I mean, it is cool if you've read the storyline. I actually did read this one. It's an interesting story too. I think the covers are awesome. I don't know if I would pay 50, probably not, but we'll see what happens. Lucy, you have me in tears over here. You're killing Karen. Look what you're doing.
Sorry, Karen.
All right, let's keep on cruising. Anything to add to this one, girls, before we move on?
He's ugly. That's all.
He's ugly.
Moisturizer.
All right, next up we have Doctor Strange 158 from 1967. Jen, what is this the first appearance of?
The Living Tribunal.
Is that like his name? It's a lame name.
They name him in a comic before this, but this is like the first like
Full appearance
and cover and all that jazz. Thank you to Herb Trimpe and Marie Severin and Stanley for the creation of this character.
I was trying to find like who wrote this, and they just said it was like various like different artists. It was not just one person. And the artist was Jim Sterenico. How do you pronounce his name?
Steranko.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one. Jen, tell us about the character a little bit though.
So
what's Living Tribunal?
Actually, I'm gonna let Sarah take over.
So Living
You're
so,
up.
yeah, all right, so the Living Tribunal is I got like a whole bunch of notes on him. He is he's the authority of the multiverse, and he basically is he's kind of like the representative of one above all, which we'll probably talk about next show. But he's really cool. They are really cool. They act to prevent imbalance. Like I was kept, this is kind of a common theme, imbalance of good and evil in the universe. And by the way, 158, if you look at a Pink Floyd's album, Saucer Full of Secrets, this cover is actually featured on that album cover.
What?
That's pretty
crazy.
cool.
That's super cool.
I love Pink Floyd, or at least I thought I did. Maybe I'm just a giant poser.
Did I do that right, Jen? Do you want me to talk about the three faces?
I mean, you can if you want. We've already seen the Living Tribunal. Someone brought up, I was like reading someone's like other article, and they're like, "Oh, we saw them in Multiverse Madness real quick," and I'm like, "Yeah, but we also saw them in Loki real quick. Like we've seen statues, statues.
Oh,
of
statues.
Yeah.
And when he went to the world where all the Lokis were, his head was cut off, and that was hanging out in the background.
I love all the Easter
Watch
eggs.
Loki again. Yep.
Yes, so good. I really like this character design too. Like on this cover, it's kind of creepy, but I'm really here for it. And for first appearance of like a cosmic entity, a raw comic going for 84 is not that bad, at least in my opinion. I mean, it could have been all shabby and maybe not that great condition. But you have a graded comic at a 7.0 going for 503, and the last recorded sale for a raw comic was 129. So it's definitely on an upward trend. I think as we're seeing it, these like Easter eggs, Jen, like you're saying, and like Loki and Multiverse of Madness, I think we're getting closer to like really seeing them come to fruition. So I'm excited.
This is pretty cool. I really like it. I know, like Queen Key said, like Sarah always has like those cool research. It's pretty fun. And I like that. That's a cool cover. And I didn't realize, like you guys said, that he did he has another head on the sides.
He's got
Uh,
three.
and now I kind of remember seeing it in the movies. Now we have to watch all these movies again and seeing like little Easter eggs and all those.
All the stuff you miss without knowing. Jen, for the love of God, can you tell people
Yes,
what you're
sir.
drinking?
I'm
What are you
actually
drinking?
Out of the Bird City cup,
I love that.
and I'm drinking coffee and vanilla ice cream.
So a milkshake.
What?
I want one. That sounds so good right now.
Haley,
Yeah,
you're going to New York Comic Con, right?
I am.
I booked our flights today. You and me we're gonna team up, and guess what?
Oh my
You're gonna
god.
have dinner with me and Anthony and whoever else with Ivan Tao. We are already setting it up. We're doing a dinner, and you're
I'm gonna
coming with me.
cry.
We're
I
gonna
might cry
take
right now.
over New York. That is like my plan here. We booked our flights today. We're doing a table. We have a friend that has a booth there, so we will be there.
We are about to have so much fun. I hope you know we are going to take over New York. New York
We
is
are.
not going to know what happened.
I
When we
didn't see
leave.
this either. Wow, that's
Would you-
awesome.
It's gonna be
That's-
cool, and we're gonna drink coffee, vanilla ice cream, and vodka the entire time.
There you go.
That's what
And
you're
a little bit of whiskey.
Wow, that is so
Ooh,
awesome.
that sounds good. I like
Laura,
that.
Laura, you're gonna be able to see Mel.
Wait, really?
Mel's in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to NYCC though?
He always goes, yeah. And I
Oh
think
my
that
gosh,
yeah.
that'll be so. That just gave me chills. So I'm gonna have Haley there. I'm gonna have Mel there. Who else is in New York?
I don't that I know of.
Jen,
who
you're not
else?
that
I don't
far.
know.
Just
I'm
fly
not
out to
sure.
New York. You can stay with us. It's Chicago, New York. Chicago, New York. Yeah.
I think
Jen, come with me to New York.
Do it,
there
Jen.
you go.
Wait, when is New York Comic Con?
October 5th. We're
It's gonna
flying
be
out to
beautiful.
win.
It'll be like New York in fall. Oh my god. The
And
leaves.
Haley and I are gonna be there, and we're gonna do whatnot
She's
shows.
gonna Latasha's gonna be there.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys.
Yay!
For the love of God, find us. I'm gonna be
Please.
basically Haley
Let's
and I
be
are gonna be
friends.
hip. I'm keeping Haley by me the entire time. So we're gonna be together. So find us, and we will be posting. It'll be nuts.
You
I'm
guys,
really-
Haley, I know you're good at this. Record it so we can post it here on the channel. Whatever.
She said,
I did not hear any of that. It sounded like you were underwater.
I'm sorry. I'm too excited right now. No, you'll be really good at recording there and interviewing and posting everything on our channel. That'll be freaking
100%.
awesome.
I got you. I got everyone.
Haley is an asset, and I am so thrilled she's going to be there. So just make sure you guys are
Making all the
following
content.
Shy
I'm
Comic Girl.
jealous. I'm
We're gonna.
jealous right now.
It's gonna be something. But anyway, that just got me sidetracked because I don't know what we were talking about. But Jen, can you just drive to New York?
I could. I think Britt and I drove to Niagara Falls in 8 hours.
You can stay with Anthony and me. Like legit. Well,
In the
we'll
bathtub?
talk after this.
There you go. Throw Anthony in the bathtub. I'm just saying.
He would look really cute in there, all cozy. I could see that working, Jen. Don't you
I
think?
love that you'd be like, he looks so cute, and he'd probably be like, I'm so uncomfortable in my bathroom.
Bathtub, Laura, I need you. A comic book women get together for the ages, right? And if we could all be together, I mean, girls, think about it. Just think about it.
Think how beautiful that would be if we could all like be in person.
I will cry.
I would cry too.
I would equally cry. It would just be like a weeping fest, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
And speaking of Comic Cons, we are going to be with Greg Horn in San Diego. So, Jen, what do we
That's
have
right.
here?
So this is cheaper covers if you can't afford the other one. Because, we all have different prices, right? So I thought you would like that one, Laura.
I do.
This, Steve.
It's really nice.
And then the one on the right-hand side is a French foreign. It's Nova 153 from October 1990. I couldn't find any sales data. It's a French comic, but I tried to pick cool Living Tribunal covers. And these are the two that
I couldn't find this either, Jen. You couldn't find this? The Jen couldn't find it.
Which one? The
The-
Nova?
the Nova
Yeah.
153 French. I couldn't find
Yeah.
any
I want
still.
it.
I found it on eBay, but it was only in France. Like, and it was in Seoul. It was like to buy, and it was super cheap, like around $2. But shipping from France, it was not.
How
I
much
would
is
say,
it?
but the shipping
Yeah.
from France probably is not
Like, it's
like.
not that bad.
What is
Let
it?
me check again. But
Jen's
it
like,
was
send me
pretty
the
cheap.
link now. Drop that link right now in the private chat.
Yeah, and then easy as two. Oh, actually, shipping's only $7.56. So it's
Oh my
$2.84.
gosh.
What do you mean it was on
Buy
the
it.
front? I looked on eBay and I didn't see any on
Hold on,
eBay.
Yeah,
I'm going to eBay.
I actually found
That
two.
coffee
I
isn't
had
working, Jen.
I found two.
Who
Like,
can get to it first? Who can get to it
Wait,
first?
what's it called exactly, Jen? Nova number
it's just
what?
Nova.
It's Nova 153.
But what I typed, it was not a Marvel. I typed in Marvel because if you just do Nova 153, it won't come out. But
you
I
get like
typed in
one
Marvel.
weird chip
Yeah.
pin.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
right, there it is.
yeah,
Wait, what?
Wait, I'm not
Oh,
finding
yeah.
it. Wait, it's on eBay?
Put
Yeah.
Nova 153, then
Guys,
Marvel.
we just left the show. We're just actually all scrolling eBay.
We're
trying to buy
buying
this.
stuff.
Oh, I
Sorry.
see
there's
it.
two. There's two.
There's
There's the one.
two.
Yeah, there's the 282 and the $6 one. But yeah, I found two.
I just like, I love that these will probably be sold like either like in the next 5-10 minutes or.
Wait. Don't say that.
Okay, but okay, before I was part of the show, when I watched the show, I'd watch the show and sometimes I'd like go and like search certain sites to like find certain comics. After
It
the
was
show, they would
you.
like during the show they would be on sale. After the show, they would not, and it would just be like.
Where's my wallet?
Look at Jen. Nicole.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Are you freaking kidding me? You can't.
She
Okay.
has
All right.
to. She has to go get it. And
Kaylee,
I thought it was
Honestly,
weird.
This
Sorry.
other one is like this one looks. I kind of want the other one. I'll
Mhm.
leave
The
Jen
Greg Horn?
cheaper one.
Yeah.
No, the other
other
French
one.
one. So the She-Hulk, $6.97, and last recorded sale for a Raw was $8. So on an upward trend. And if you have been watching the last few minutes, there are two on eBay of the Nova on the right, which
There
will
was
one will be bought by Jen,
Right?
potentially the other bought by me
And it's
for
and
£9 or €9.
Yes.
No,
and it's like
It says
Brooklyn said,
euros.
it's
Yeah.
well for me it says it for
I
me
don't
it
have
shows
my
says
information saved to my eBay. Oh my god,
So it's
that's
like
weird.
I think it's total like $10.
that's not
Well,
bad
yeah.
at all.
No.
So it's under Jen's $15 limit.
Yes.
I love that like foreign comics are kind of getting a moment because like I love translated literature and that's like kind of like my jam. So I have a few books in my house that are like also like not actually translated but foreign books from like Italy or Japan. And because I can't afford the English version of the first appearance of Gambit, I purchased the Portuguese like first appearance of Gambit, and it's like mini. It's a little baby. It's so cute, and I love foreign editions. So this is really cool.
Right
that
now,
it's a
I
trend.
think that Josh, if you don't follow him, Josh and Rob, they're both do Josh International.
Oh, I
does.
do. He's who I bought my Gambit from. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Both
I
of
love
them, they're awesome.
his shows. I would love. I think my like dream foreign comic would be like a Miss Marvel Arabic.
Oh,
Arabic.
Message
I don't know
them.
Arabic, but I want
Message
it.
them, and they will find it for you, Haley. Rob or Josh,
The
International
reason
Josh.
I don't do that is because like, what if it's like $1,000? Then they found a comic for me that's $1,000. Now I have to pay $1,000
No, well, they will find it.
for a
They won't
comic.
buy it. I don't think they will buy it. I think they will let you know first, like, hey, this is how much it is. Do you want it or not? Because they have connections. So Josh International, and
They
he
got
was
the
just
hookup.
on. Yeah, he was just
Like in
on
the
Brian's
alley with
show. Yeah, I think he was just on Brian's show this week. So
Latasha,
Yeah.
she has the
Yeah.
Miss Marvel in Arabic.
Nice.
that's awesome.
Where did you find it? You want to hook a
Mhm.
sister up?
Oh, we're jealous.
Look at
Let's
Jen. Look at Jen.
Right? What?
She's so like
like-
concentrate trying to order it.
I got it.
Is
Oh,
there
what?
one?
It was 1162.
You're welcome.
You bought it?
How about one of them? I didn't buy both of them.
Oh, one copy left.
I'm like debating it.
She bought it in Egypt.
That's so cool. I'm so jealous.
That makes it even better, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Probably like it's so more authentic, I guess. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Latasha, how much was it? Just curiosity.
Oh my god, we're getting so sidetracked, but it's okay.
Remember,
Well,
I need to.
Is it on
You really have
eBay?
to go after a
I know
certain
she has to
time. I'm
go.
trying to, like, it's fine. It's
This
fine.
is the most thrilled we've been on like a show that I've been on, and like I was like, oh, I have to be gone at a certain time. Like,
Just blow them off. Whoever it is, be like, I was busy. I was on Comic Women. So
it's more important.
more important. Latasha, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm really curious because you're right. It'd be really cool to have that.
Mm-hmm. And that's like one of my favorite characters. So, I
Miss
would-
Marvel is?
yeah. Oh my
How did
gosh,
you feel about all the hate she received?
I could just.
This is my screensaver.
There's a dumpster and all of those people. See? Okay, wait. This is
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, look at that.
What's mine? I don't even know what my screensaver is.
Oof.
Oh, an Egyptian eBayer.
Oh, okay. Mine is Wonder
It's
Woman.
pretty good.
Show me.
On my background.
Oh,
My background, it's Wonder Woman. Jenny Frison.
Oh, Jenny Frison.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're up.
See, I'm so lame. It's just a picture of like what I took. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't see it. But it's a picture of it's on my apps and stuff. But it's a picture. I took that picture. I think
Haley
you shared it
Frison.
before.
What is it? Move it closer, Sarah. We can't see. Mine's lame. I got
You're
Apple, the background of Apple, whatever it came
Oh
with.
wait, no, but see, there's your screensaver, and then there's like when you're using.
I don't
your-
have one. I
No,
don't
mine
have
is-
a screensaver. I don't
mine
have
is also the
Oh.
same. Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
guys. I have
Yeah.
to show you. This is the cutest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Mm.
I did a little widget
I
thing.
Oh,
That's
look
cool.
at that.
It's
That's
Miss
cool.
Marvel.
I like that.
It's so cute.
By the way, Haley, Arabic Ms. Marvel #1 on eBay is $190 right now.
Damn.
Okay, anyone who's watching this, please don't buy it.
Right?
This is my screensaver.
Oh, look at that.
Was that Anakin Skywalker?
It was
It's a
Telcastus.
$45 shipping.
Telcastus from Laura. It's my favorite.
Of my
video game.
family.
I think that was
They're
Anakin.
coming out with the #2. Oh,
That
hell
looks like
no.
Anakin. Doesn't it look like
That is not Anakin.
That looks like the guy from Riverdale.
He does. That is true.
That's the guy from
Riverdale fans?
Shameless.
Spread the word.
Shameless.
Yes.
Have you guys?
Yes.
That's the guy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's Ian from Shameless.
Yes, Ian.
And he was also
Yeah.
the Joker. in-
Oh, it's
Yes.
just yeah, the Riddler or the Joker. Oh, yeah, he is the Joker. The Joker, yes.
Guys, if you're just joining, we're at about 60 viewers. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up and that you're subscribed to our channel. We go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have something for you. So make sure you're subbed up. And Sans Group, good to see you. Great job, Lucy, on their show, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, let's keep going. God. Okay, next up, Jen, refocus. We got this. Go ahead.
Okay. So yes, there is a golden age appearance of death, right? It's like a Marvel's Mystery Comics 21 or something, right? But between 1941 golden age until like what you see here during the Mystery #1 with Jim Starlin, death was just what it is in other iterations. It's just death, right? But Jim Starlin took this character and made it a sentient cosmic entity, right? So now death is a thing that can die and can love and can do other things. So, but what you're seeing in Journey to Mystery #1 isn't the same look, although it is an entity now that is not what it was before. But how people know death, her, right, is Captain Marvel 26.
So death will take different forms and different story arcs, but in this instance, you have death as a cosmic entity.
Yes, and death, Lord of Brooklyn is right, does show up in A War's Hell. So death actually has a ton of appearances and a ton of books. again from the Golden Age, but I'm kind of include like the way Jim Starlin did it is how we know. Like again, it all started from Jim, right? So Jim, Journey to Mystery, then Captain Marvel 10, or Captain Marvel 26, and then War is Hell. And there's a whole bunch of other like comics and covers, and it changes slightly, like the look and stuff, but yeah.
Okay. I think I understood that. So 26 is the first appearance of death related to Thanos' motivation, but you will see different forms and different story arcs. I think that made sense. It's kind of confusing, but
Lewis, all the ones we're covering today are the statues that are in that temple.
don't you think it's Luis?
Wait, how do I say it?
Luis.
What'd I say?
Lewis.
Oh, oops. Yeah, Luis.
No, it might be yours. I just always think Luis.
My brother-in-law is named Luis, but we call him he is Lewis or Luis.
It's Luis, right? Because Lewis would be Lewis.
Probably. I probably said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Bailey?
I would go with Luis.
We'll wait for him to clarify. Give us the stats, Haley.
So for Journey in the Mystery, so for both of these comics, we're not seeing any kind of raw sale. Oh, actually, the last recorded sales. I'm lying to you. All right, Journey in the Mystery for a graded 8.5, $58, and that's the last recorded sale. That's actually not bad for, I guess, like the age of the comic. And then for the Captain Marvel, a graded 8.5 going for $200, but the last recorded sale being a raw for $50. So these are not like totally out of people's price range. I would say it's not like $1,400. So that's fun. I really like the Captain Marvel cover.
I love that you do that. You always pick one, then we wait for Sarah.
I know. I'm waiting. And also Sarah's face before she tells me. It's like there's like a twitch
I'm
that
a horrible poker player, right?
She's like,
Sarah.
You're wrong.
I do like the other one. I do like the Journey into Mystery because it's a groovy, like, I just don't like the thing. I just don't like the thing. I'm not a I'm sorry, I'm not a Fantastic Four girl. But yeah, we're talking 60s and just the red popping with the yellow. I just think it's a really cool cover. It's just I think, and plus $58 for a 1960s comic. Like, yeah, I would buy that all day.
Yeah, Journey to Mystery came out in 1972.
Oh, 70s.
Captain Marvel 26
70s.
Came out in 1973. And that War is Hell #9 came out in 74.
Pause show. Laura, if you see me in fries, don't call me Luis. It's Lewis. You were right, Jen. Well, first off, I don't know if I would recognize you, but if I did, I'd be like, Luis! As loud as I could.
Not do it on purpose.
No, my brother-in-law is named Luis, and that's how it's spelled. So there.
Look, everyone says things differently.
Yeah, Lewis, we think we would know how to pronounce your name. Pretty sure it's
right.
Lewis.
I was just lucky.
Obviously, Laura's always right.
Poor guy. He doesn't even know.
You should know her name.
Oh, real quick, for Death, again, like I mentioned Jim Starlin, but it's also Mike Frederick is also credited with creation.
Sorry, Jen, we're interrupting your comic show.
No.
Sorry. My bad. Haley, you're going to give stats. Sarah disagreed.
Yeah.
Lucy,
Not Lucy.
I really like the Journey into the Mystery because it's like more like a horror kind of cover. So I will go with that one. I really like that one.
Why is Mariah crying?
Because she's tired. Oh, she had a burp. Whoa. Her head. She burped and she's all like, oh, she spit up all over Sam.
Put her on the camera.
Oh
God, what's happening?
She spit up all crazy on Sam. Let me hold her. Laura wants to see her.
You want to hold her after that?
Yeah, why not? I kiss her after she spits up.
Look at Jen. Pass. I will not be holding the baby.
Oh.
There you go.
Where's the baby?
Hold on, Sam's trying to clean it.
Yeah, come on. You don't want to be all dirty and stuff for the YouTubes.
I want to see
He's
you
all
hold a
like-
baby, Jen. I'm gonna bring you a baby to Chicago, just a random one, and you have to hold it.
Where are you getting the baby from?
I don't know. I'll find one, and I'll give it to you, and you have to hold it and pet it. And
I'm
love
okay with babies. I had a nephew, or I have a nephew.
hold
that was a
him?
baby.
And pet it.
and pet him.
Yeah,
Lucy's taking too long. I'm moving on. Next up, Doctor Strange number 4. Jen, before the show when you went, that's death. Right?
yeah, because Laura's like, what is this? And I'm like, that's death.
That's death. All right, tell us about it.
It's my favorite cover. Whenever, I think I have like 2 or 3 of these. And whenever I see it, I just buy it. So I've bought it like 3 times. I have a t-shirt, also the same image of it. It's one of my favorite t-shirts.
Stealing
I
babies is bad now.
God, who would have thought? Like,
Right? Lame.
I do like this cover. I wouldn't like put it at the top of my list, but it's definitely really cool. The raw comic sale average is $17.20, so definitely affordable, and a graded 9.6 because we love those 9.6s, $149. So that's not too bad for Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts, with a really vibrant cover. So
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I could picture this as like a blacklight poster for some reason.
yes,
You know, it's really cool. And Death, I remember as like a kid, like writing like Deadpool comics, and she was in it, and that was his love. And then I also remember that's also Thanos is like, he's chasing after Death too. So
Really? Oh, sorry. I didn't know it made the top 10. That's cool.
Oh, genies? Yeah, I guess it's still in the
No.
top 10, which is nice. That's really neat.
that's so cool.
We had Trish go on with us for that
yes.
top 10, and she was just like, I've already been here. I've already made the top 10. It's fine. I'm like, okay, Trish, I got it.
Such a douche.
Where is she? We need her. Why isn't she in the chat right now?
She must be so busy.
Because she's
Lucy
getting
slash
ready,
Mariah.
right?
What?
Trisha's got to be getting ready, right? Because SD is it San Diego?
San Diego?
Comic-Con? Yeah.
This weekend?
I mean, is it this weekend or
No,
next
it's
weekend?
next
SDC.
weekend.
I'm all excited for Trish, and I'm thinking, I'm like,
Not
come
this weekend,
on.
the next one.
Next weekend, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Mariah, what do you think of this cover?
Tell them, Marie. She got the hiccups.
Aww.
Laura's not a cheater. Believe every word she says. Okay. Good girl.
Tell them.
Is that what she said?
Who's a good girl? Yeah, this is a solid cover. Like Haley and Sarah both agreed on. This is really vibrant colors. I think it's a good one. Let's keep going. Go ahead, Jen.
So this is the first appearance of Eon. Again, you see the statue in the temple in Love and Thunder, and there's some debate about Eon, but he is the one that he considers himself like the cosmic custodian, and he's the one that made the quantum bands for Quasar and Captain Marvel in the comic books, and they're created to whoever wears them as a champion to protect the universe. There's some speculation that maybe I'm behind in Miss Marvel. I didn't get to watch last week yet. And there's another episode tonight, so maybe he had something to do with the bands, or maybe not. But I mean, as a kid, I liked Quasar. As an adult, I'm like, oh, but Captain Marvel's cool. What's going on, baby?
Continue. You're good.
He
Haley,
looks like a plant, tree, person, interesting hybrid.
well said.
So for this comic, a raw sale average of $39.02 and a graded 8.5 for $260, and the last recorded sale was $29 for a raw comic. Not too bad, though. I have to say, I don't love this cover, even though it has my girl Scarlet Witch on it. I don't like the way she's drawn. She just doesn't have a lot of detail to her. Like looking at it,
It looks like she's drunk.
right? Like they kind of just like scribbled her face on. There's like she looks real like
Yeah, well, are you right, Sarah?
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Am I, Sarah?
Yeah, yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this comic, but yeah, what is up with Scarlet Witch? Like, why? And what's up with Captain America? Is he dying or is he just like
I think
hungover?
they all just got beat up.
They got the shit kicked out of them. You don't look great after having the crap kicked out of you. You're laying there like, you know.
Well, I don't know if I'd
That's
be
true,
wrapped
that's
around
true.
Captain America like that.
Yeah,
She's like, yeah, I don't know about this one. Next.
Lucy, you're up.
and it's not the greatest cover, but again, for the age and everything, I like it just because the age. But yeah, they look funny. But again, they just got beat up. So yeah.
Everyone's a critic, right? I mean, what can you do? You get your crap beat out of you by death, and that's how you look. Next up. I have no idea. You explained to me before we started the show why we included this. I still don't know why. Why did we include this?
Because I said I was going to do the first or important whatevers, and then the second is just the cover, and it's
Okay,
cheap.
that's right. That's
If
right.
you want a cheap cover of Eon, and there's not a ton of them either. Like he ended up dying in a comic in '91, and then he was created in '73. There's not a ton. There he ends up making a being called Epoch, but he's just closely tied to like Captain Marvel and Quasar. So, and they showed a statue of him in the temple. So, if you see it for cheap,
For $5, right? Can't go wrong there. It's worth the
Basic.
the
or
risk.
$2.
Or $2. So
Or
well,
two.
the raw comic was $4.87. So if you pick it up, but unless you're really like, man, I love this cover, I need this comic, you can get it for a 9.8 at $79.99. With the last recorded sale going for $6. So not that, get it raw. It's like not that pricey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love
Sarah.
this.
It's creepy. Yeah, it's really. I mean, if you like creepy, like swampy things, then $6 is your jam. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, like out of all the ones that we've talked about, I don't think this is like one that I'm going to be picking up. So
It looks like at first I thought it was like a living broccoli. Can you guys see it?
That's
my
kind
gosh,
of
That's
one.
what all kids see. That's what all kids envision.
Lucy said that. It made me think of, for whatever reason, what is it? The magic tree, not magic treehouse, Miss Frizzle, whatever, the magic school bus show.
Oh,
There we
yes,
go.
the
That's what
magic
this-
school bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This reminds me of for some reason.
Okay, I think we're all in kind of unison here, but it's affordable, and if you happen to be digging around, it's a good Eon
It's so
book.
tough to find like a cool cover.
Yeah.
I dare you guys to do a cool cover of Eon.
I think I'm gonna pass on that because
I feel like I accept defeat.
right.
I'm done. Have you guys ever seen VeggieTales?
Yes.
Yes.
What
Yep.
great animation.
Wait, you've seen VeggieTales, Haley? No?
Wow, I've watched something. I know. It's shocking.
Poor Haley.
No, I mean like VeggieTales is like,
Poor Haley.
I'm surprised any of you said yes to that. Jen, do you know what we're talking about? VeggieTales? Broccoli,
Yeah.
celery.
I want to say I remember my nephew watching it. I think.
It's like a biblical show,
Mhm.
but with
Is it
vegetables.
biblical?
Yes.
Yes, really, that's the whole premise. Is that they're teaching you Bible stories via vegetables.
Wait, really?
Are you? Yes, the whole thing
Yes.
is like that.
I just remember the songs being fun when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't remember any Jesus or biblical
I
things.
didn't know it was biblical. I didn't know it was either.
Did you guys? Okay, you know what? I don't think you guys actually watched the show because Veggie Tales is very religious.
We were
That's
just
the whole
jamming
deal.
out.
They're trying to be like non-threatening. What's that
Jamming
one?
out
where
to Jesus.
Sarah, what's that one where like, oh God, I'm a
Oh,
horrible
gosh.
human being. What's that temple where like they marched around it until it fell down?
Oh my! I don't remember that. I just remember there was a tomato in the broccoli. That's
No,
all
it's a
I
tomato.
remember.
Are we
No,
sure that
cucumber.
it was always a religious undertone? Was it always?
No, it's like a
Yeah.
religious overtone.
Mhm.
Like everything in that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, the Jim Starlin and Mike Frederick also they did Death and they did Eon. They both created both.
What does that have to do with VeggieTales, Jen? There was no segue there.
Are we doing any kind of
I
comic
hope.
show? We're just doing a veggie show.
Sriracha's wall. The blueberries march around it until it falls down. Anyway.
Okay, they have
Jericho.
Beauty and the Beat.
What?
Like Beauty and the
Jericho,
Beast.
not Haracho.
Like VeggieTales.
Yeah,
is
I need to watch VeggieTales again.
Is it Jericho?
Jericho. What did I
Jericho.
say?
Jiracho.
Haracho. I was like, what?
Jericho. I think I said Jericho.
I feel
Didn't
like-
I, Luis? Pretty sure I did.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
moving on. Jen, what do we have next?
So, Quasar number is 2434. I'm sorry, I'm tired and this. Hang on, I'll do what Lucy said. I'll make it big. Okay, it's 24. Is the first appearance of Infinity. Technically, the next comic you'll see after the two. We'll talk about the next character. You'll see people like to put Infinity in that one because they're twins, but the first time we see Infinity, the character that again we saw as a statue in the end of Thor: Love and Thunder, is this comic right here. Infinity is the twin to Eternity, which is our next character.
Good.
And so we have the Raw comic going for $5.78, and there's no graded sale recorded. And so the last recorded sale is actually Raw for $4.70. So it's a pretty cheap book. I also still don't love the cover, but if you really want Quasar, there you go.
Yeah, I agree with Haley.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I don't know about this one. I mean, I like the fact that Galactus is on it, Thanos. Is that a Watcher like down below or
Yeah.
okay? And who's the lady with the scarf? What is that?
I don't know.
All right, so I got like 3 out of 5. So yeah, no, I'll save my money for something else.
Yeah, no comment on this one.
But thank you
No
to
comment.
John Bashima and Stan Lee for creating the character of Infinity.
Good job.
Okay. I think this is a cool cover that you included. I like that you're kind of giving everybody a nice wide price range here.
Well, if we didn't see the statue, then I wouldn't have included it. But the statue was there, and it's like, this is the first, so...
It has potential, right?
It's a bargain. It's a bargain for $4.70 or Raw average at $5.78. I mean, just to get those, just to have this in your collection, if you're a big fan of these cosmic Marvel characters,
Cool.
I think that's a great bargain.
Rob, Korvac wasn't a statue in Love and Thunder.
Mhm.
We will do other cosmic entities and beings.
In part 2 and 3, right? 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
Like, no, the Tower of Babel is where like words came
Babel.
from and like language. Babel.
Is it
Babel?
Babel or Babel?
When they did that in
Babel?
Eternals, I was loving it.
Sorry. Jen's
Sorry.
confusing me with her pronunciations. Jericho. That's what I said.
Veggie Tales? Are we still on that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, sorry. We're still on
Blueberries.
VeggieTales. Can we do a Friday show about VeggieTales, Jen? Just the whole show.
I need to rewatch this because apparently I missed all of the religious overtones, and I just remember lots of singing. Oh my gosh, Lord of
We're almost
Brooklyn.
done.
Yes, let's do an episode on what I have not watched, which is apparently a lot.
What, Jen?
We're almost done. It's like 3 more slides.
Oh, okay, we got this. We got this, guys.
All right,
Keep
moving
on
on. The
trucking.
Infinity Entity. Go ahead.
So it's Infinity Entity number 3. They're both number 3. Cover A is left. The cover to the right is the variant. And it's one of the only, like, Infinity isn't on a ton of covers, right? And when you do see her, it's not amazing. But these two, she's more prominently displayed. And if you look really carefully, you see a lot of the characters that we just talked about and are going to talk about next. Because you see Eon, you see the Watcher, you see Death, you see Infinity. We're trying to look around for some more. Like, it's rare to see a lot of them on the same cover. And
Why
they're
are you
cheap.
smiling, Lucy?
It's funny.
And I definitely need to reread this because I can't remember. I remember the cover in my head, which is why I got really excited when we were doing this list, but I don't remember the story at all. So I got to go reread this. Do you guys read this?
I haven't read it, but I mean, if it has your recommendation, I'll give it a go. I love the cover on the left, just like with all of the characters, like you were saying, it's showcasing them on the cover. And these are really affordable for a raw comic going for $2.13 with the last recorded sale going for $2. And then the cover on the right going for $2.28, last recorded sale for $2.40. So I feel like that's so cheap and you can just like start picking these up. Give it a good read.
Yeah.
Give it a good read.
See, I like them both. I like both covers. I like the fact that they have like all these entities that we've talked about. What is up with Eon? Like, who the heck draws these characters sometimes? It looks like a seaweed, like a mop. Do you see them? Like, he's underneath like it looks like maybe Warlock and Death, and there's Eon, and he just looks horrible.
That's funny. Yeah,
The
cover.
do a cool cover.
Yeah.
Make them look cool.
Yeah, like regular cover is Alan Davis, and the variant is Ron Lim, like a metal face. I said metal face. But and it's right. The writer is Jim Sterling,
Which is thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm typing in the private chat, girls, and I'm messing up, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Private chat. I'm in there.
You still have a giveaway. Yeah, at the very end, right?
Yes, we do a giveaway at the very end. Guys, if you have not been with us the entire time, make sure you stay tuned because at the very end of the show, we are doing the Mandalorian #1, courtesy of our sponsors over at Bird City Comics. And this is the 1 in 25, Jen? Yeah, 125. Haley, do you have to bounce?
I do.
So close. We had two more slides.
Here right now. I'm gonna at least stay for the 2 more slides. I want to do it. Give me those 2 more slides. I want to do the sales. I want to do the numbers.
Next.
So this is the first comic of Eternity, who spoiler alert, you see in Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's by Steve Ditko and Stan Lee created Eternity.
And so the raw comic went for 146 and a 9.0 going for 600. The last recorded sale for 239. I don't know. This cover is really interesting to me. It gives me kind of like old school. I don't know why this is coming to my mind. Huh?
It's Nick Fury.
It's Nick Fury. Okay, it's giving me like I think like Hydra vibes. I don't know if that's what things are going on, but like that's kind of there's with Shield. Okay, so all this makes sense. Just ignore me.
It looks like a newspaper.
Maybe
Like a
actually
newspaper.
reads the cover as I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sarah, you're up.
This is really cool. It gives me like Austin Power kind of vibes, or where it's really cool. Do you want some info on Eternity? I'll do it really quick.
Really quick, yeah.
Okay, really quick. He only manifests, or they only manifest when imminent threats come around, like Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, and also with Dormammu and Eternity and Death form a polarity with Galactus, and they're kind of considered as like Galactus is considered a third force, so they kind of combine to do some cool stuff.
Okay, very good. That's good. That's good stuff. Lucy.
Oh, it's a cool cover. I don't know. It gives me the vibes of like newspapers or something like that. The background, but it's cool. I like how the green pops pretty well. But
So when the
Nice.
Thor Love and Thunder promo launched, this had a 400% increase right off the bat just by getting a
Wow.
glimpse. A glimpse. So
Wow.
yeah, it's on an upward trend. Definitely a good one to grab. Let's keep moving. Jen.
So these are just cool covers, but you have old school on the left and then new on the right. You find out more. They kind of elaborate more on the Ultimates storyline about how each universe has an eternity, but then there's like one that is the multiverse eternity. It's just cool to see newer and older and them like elaborating like all of these stories and just bringing it out. And I don't think this is the last time we'll see eternity. And there's some people are saying there's a lot of theories going on right now about the ending of Thor.
I love these covers. On the left, we have a raw comic going for $25.80 and a graded 9.4 for $504, and that's the last recorded sale. So it's definitely on an upward trend, which makes sense if they're Thor, Love and Thunder. On the right, we have a raw comic going for $13.66, and that's the last recorded value for $14. I personally like the comic on the right's cover a lot more. I love kind of like, it looks like they're kind of like falling into eternity. That looks really cool.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. I like them both. I like both covers. I
Did
think
Sarah just
you know,
agree with me?
it's not the first time. It's not the first time. I love Haley. I love Haley's all her picks and all her stuff. Sometimes we don't agree, but yeah, I like both of these covers. I think it's really cool. I like that Haley brought out that it's the heroes are falling into eternity. Doctor Strange is just like I said. It's kind of that groovy 60s 70s kind of cover. So, yeah.
Again, too, the both of them are really nice. I was trying to see who was the artist for the one on the right. I can't find it though. It's really nice. I really like it. Oh, it's
Yeah,
number
no.
6. I don't know why. Oh, it's Ultimates 2. That's why I can't find it. But I really like that one. The Ultimates number 2.
I disagree with Haley, Sarah, and Lucy. I would go with the left. I think the colors pop better and it's more old school and I like it. And I think it has more of a punch. I might actually go look and see if I have this one, but that's just me. Jen, which one would you pick? Left or right?
I like both. Can I see
No,
both?
can't say it. You have to pick one.
If I had to choose one, someone's
have
like, "Hey
to.
Jennifer, which one do you want?" I'd be like, "Oh, you give it to me for free. I want the one on the left."
Mike,
Well, fair. Someone was offering me the choice between these for free. I'm going with the left as well. Thank you.
here we go. Agreed. What did you say, Haley, earlier? Laura's always right. Yes. I agree.
Did I actually say that?
I think you did.
We get a replay. No,
Wasn't that the baby? Didn't the baby say that?
The Mariah's all, Laura's always right. Yes. All right. That is it for us for tonight, guys. Before we let you go, though, Lucy, can you pull up the giveaway for Mandalorian number 1? This is the 1 in 25 ratio given to us by our sponsors over at Bird City Comics. If you haven't already, please make sure you are
Can
subbing.
the word be cosmic?
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 There you go.
Sure. I don't care. Whatever Lucy says.
Cosmic? Okay.
And cover price, use code Nerdvana14 for 30 days. If you guys are not on cover price, try it out for 99 cents. They are worth the investment. It's a really good resource if you are a collector, a buyer, whatever. Kind of gives you a gauge on how the market's working right now. All right, Lucy, ready when you are.
So type in cosmic to be entered, and then while that you guys are entering in cosmic, we can do some like theory talking, right? So for sure, we're gonna talk about the character Oblivion in the part 2 or part 3. That's an interesting character, but Singularity is this book that is just like popping off like crazy right now. And again, spoilers. Because what you see at the very end, everyone's like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, it could be Singularity, but like it could be any direction. Because then when you see her in her kid form, like, also it was cool that it's a
spoilers.
It was
spoilers.
Spoilers. As I said, spoilers.
Try not to say too much.
What Hemsworth's daughter.
Wait. Hasn't Laura not seen the movie though?
I've not seen the movie.
No, and Lucy hasn't either.
It's fine.
Dude, you're gonna see it all over Instagram. Singularity's book is like freaking going
Jen's
crazy.
like,
It's gonna be
whether or
top
not
10.
you've watched the film.
It's gonna be
It's like squash it. Let me tell you
I
about
took
the
my
movie.
headphones, so I don't know
I'm just
what
gonna
you're
say-
saying. So I'm gonna
I'm just
wait
gonna say-
till you're done.
I didn't say who Thor's like Indiana Rose Hemsworth is playing her. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying who it is, because that's another thing that I won't. Because there's a thing that I won't say that is a thing that leads to more.
Jen!
That didn't make sense at all. I just want you to know I've seen the film and I followed like none of that. Like,
But dude, Laura,
Do we just
you guys
agree?
are gonna see Singularity
Are you
on
done?
the top 10. It's just going to be a thing that you see, right? And
Are
people
you
talk
done
about
giving
it.
the
There's no
spoilers?
avoiding it.
Are you done giving spoilers?
What do you think about Captain Universe?
Ugh.
I didn't hear anything, so that's good. Are you ready with the thing?
She does
I got
have great
32 people.
insight. Oh, wait, hold on. How many do we have? 32?
32.
Guys, there's
Ready?
56 people in here. Don't be shy.
Cosmic
Guys, put
people.
Cosmic in.
How people have entered?
Okay, I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2,
Well, wait. Some people are still typing.
3,
And what if we're driving? We got to pull over.
4, 5,
You're so considerate, Jen.
7,
Take the risk. Type it in.
9,
Right?
10. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There's someone coming in. Okay. I'm not in charge of this. This is Lucy's thing.
So, hurry up, guys.
You guys know that the guy who plays Thor's brother in the play is also Hemsworth's brother in real life.
I was
What's
wondering
his
who it
name?
was.
Not Liam, but the other one, right? The one that was in
He's
The Good
in-
Place.
He was in Westworld
Okay.
too, wasn't he?
Ooh, I liked
Okay.
Westworld.
Ready? I got
Ready.
33 people.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Boom. And you guys know the deal. If you win, please direct message Bird City Comics and we will take care of your shipping tomorrow at some point.
That would be Luke Hemsworth.
Oh,
Jersey to the
Jersey. Congratulations. Message Bird City Comics with all your info.
Yep, you are the winner.
Yay.
right.
Why can we talk about the movie?
Jen, a lot of people haven't seen it yet. We have to wait like another week.
What do you want to talk about? What like?
Oh gosh. Hold on. Haley has to go, guys.
Okay.
Can everybody
I
say
gotta
bye
go
to Haley?
too.
Say bye to Haley because
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Haley.
friend. Haley, you're awesome. We'll see you on Tuesday again. Next
Yes.
week. All right. Jeez.
Okay.
Jen.
You gonna talk about it?
Well,
I gotta
I'm
go
not
then.
gonna talk about it. I'm just listen. If a kid has powers,
Okay, don't wait. You're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go. I don't want to hear
you're not gonna
anything.
avoid. There's no way you're gonna avoid.
I avoided Doctor Strange till they came out. I'm able to avoid this.
And you didn't hear any spoilers about like
Sarah,
Peter
what do
and
we
that
do
stuff.
here? What do we do here?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I didn't. I
don't
didn't.
know.
As soon as you started talking about it, I took off my head. I moved.
Everyone was posting Clea books, and Clea's
Yeah.
book went up on the top 10. You didn't see the top 10?
No, I didn't. I didn't pay
Lucy,
attention to it.
take in the
Uh,
spoilers. Enjoy them.
No.
I think isn't the movie supposed to be coming on Disney Plus next month?
week.
Really?
I
I
think,
think it's
Green-
August.
He said next week. Somebody said next week.
No,
Mm.
it can't
But
be
I don't
next
know.
week.
Hey, Queen Key, when are you gonna come back on with us? Sorry, that
We
sounded
didn't invite her.
aggressive.
That's why.
Queen Key, when will you be back on with us?
Let me
That's
see. I'm trying to see. Somebody said on the comments and, or maybe they said 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks. I don't know. Somebody said. I think it was Remo.
Remo's talking right now. You must not have been in our chats whatsoever.
I was ignoring them. I was.
August
I'm good.
21st.
Oh wait, but when you watch Love and Thunder, I will say this: I think when people don't like it, it's because they're like their expectations are like super up here, and it's like, dude, man, relax, bring down your expectations, and just go and enjoy.
Their expectation for gore, I think, was high. I haven't seen the film yet, but I have been hearing some people gripe about his screen time.
He was phenomenal, but you're right. Like a lot of people agreed that they wanted to see more of him, like more action scenes.
All right,
but-
in the entire movie, how long do we see gore?
They could have done like when we left the theater.
Not long.
And I talked about this about what little things they could have done to make a bigger impact. And there's not like I want to see the deleted stuff. Like, what did they have to trim to make that 2 hours?
A
You know,
lot. I
Remember
think.
when Jen made us read the Thor, God, and Thunder series, and you and I were both so confused that we went on Comic Storian to like cheat to fill in the
Yeah.
blank?
I was so upset with you guys. I was like, wait,
It was
what?
so confusing. I'm like, what am I reading right now? What am I reading? But it was a really like that's something I'm interested to see how does the movie do with portraying how incredibly brutal gore was and how heartbroken and desperate of a being he had to have been to make
Yeah.
those moves. Does it show that part of gore?
It does.
See,
I
little
think they
bit.
could have done. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever have watched me when I was on Tales of the Dark Side with the guys for Star Wars, and how usually everything I'm like a 10 or an 11 or 12 out of 10. But
Okay.
with this movie, I'm sitting at like a 7. I enjoyed it, and I will watch it again on Disney Plus, and I will rewatch it, right? But there are little things I'm like, man, I want to know what they had to cut to make the time. Because
Lucy has to go, girls. Say bye to Lucy real quick.
Yeah, the
Bye.
baby's getting. Sam is tired. He had a long day, and it's so hot outside. And the baby's fussy. He wants to go to
Love
bed
you,
early.
baby. We'll see you on Friday with Brian McClay, right?
Yes. See you guys Friday.
Wait, Lucy, real quick. Are you going on Thursday to Long Story Short?
I don't know. Maybe Sarah can go.
You or
Is Sarah?
Sarah?
I'll talk to Sarah.
Whatevs. Yeah.
But yeah,
Love you. All right. Sarah, can you do Thursday on Long Story Short?
I think I'm available. Yeah.
We're trying to kind of rotate. Yes. Anthony's
Gotta make
bringing
pizza rolls.
pizza
Try that.
rolls. Thank you.
Homemade
What?
pizza.
what is that?
Sauce, cheese rolled in pepperoni.
What
is it?
It's a
It's-
pizza roll.
Adam and I made homemade pizza dough. So we
Nice.
rolled it out flat and put cheese and pepperoni and just kept rolling it like cinnamon roll style.
Nice.
It's bomb, right?
Wow.
Yeah. That's going straight to my hips, man.
That's right. That's where I like it to go. Come up in.
That's the Beth husband, right?
Yeah.
So give me your score, Jen, overall. And can you give everybody like a little hint on what's a good one to spec on?
A book.
Yeah.
It's everyone's leaning towards singularity, but Marvel's been mashing up characters, so I think you might need to look outside of that. But that's if you can still. I was at a con this past Saturday. It was already after the movie came out, and people like I had an A-Force sitting there for like $10, and then no one bought it. So like you can still find those for cheap. And then I went through someone else's bins, and they had it for $1, and I'm like,
Wait, the A-Force that was on the Hot 10? What? You had it for $1. I'll buy it.
no, I didn't have it for $1. I had it for 10. They had it for $1.
I'll buy it for 10.
So
Yeah.
I know. She's like, all right, cool.
but I'm excited to see where it's going to go next. Again, they showed these entities, so I still, even though people didn't really poo-pooed Eternals, there's reasons they're showing the Celestials. You see them again in this, like, I'm excited for the future.
All right, can we just say now, guys, normally we don't go over our airtime, but Jen wants to discuss the movie. So if you have not seen it,
Bye.
hop on out so that we don't give you any spoilers because we respect you and we want you to have that joy. And Jen, I'm going to let you go full on spoiler mode. Do you want to?
Are
Do you
people
want
giving that? They just pop in?
No, we'll give them a heads up. So I'm saying right here, spoilers ahead. And you and Sarah can talk about it. And I actually, this is going to sound crazy, I enjoy spoilers because it kind of gives me a better perspective going into the movie when I know what I'm about to see. You know, like I can kind of, I don't know, game plan. I want to hear spoilers. There we go. Go, Jen, go.
Okay.
Karen's tapping out. That's fine. If you guys have not seen it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Bruce is staying. We never do this. Have we ever done this ever on any show ever?
That's cool.
So we're letting you guys know. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting the show. If you have not seen Thor or if you do not want spoilers, exit now. Because we're going to talk about
countdown. Should we do a countdown? 10,
Yes.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dude, we get Ultra in. I'm going to send Ultra the link so that he can join in. I don't care about spoilers, Bruce. It doesn't matter to me. Go ahead, Jen. Give us your take.
Okay, I just wish, you know, how in the beginning of Up, you had that sequence where it was like no sound and it showed you all these things and you got really emotional pretty quickly. I think them cutting out seeing his mom praying to the gods and then dying later, and then him and his wife praying for the gods, and then like the death, like they only showed you him and his daughter, and I'm like, I would have really, it would only been like a minute more to show like a little gore with his mom.
It was very confusing because it starts off with like a desert, right? He's on the desert planet. He's carrying his daughter, but I mean, if people aren't familiar with that storyline, you wouldn't know what's going on. You just see somebody just like crying. I mean, it's an emotional scene. It is really like Christian Bale is fantastic in this film. And I'm sad that it was only like, you know, like Laura, you were asking how many minutes. Probably, I would say 10 to maybe 20 minutes at the most.
It felt like that.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello there, ladies. Thank you for the link, Laura.
You're welcome. All three of you have seen this?
Was that?
You've seen it too?
Oh yeah. I watched it Thursday night, so I can speak on it. And look,
me too.
I tried to be real subtle on Drunken Chat, and I blatantly spoiled the second end credit scene with the Spec Matrix. So if you haven't already seen the last episode of Drunken Chat, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And in my opinion, and look, Jen, I know I love Singularity. I love the A-Force book. I think that was like one of the coolest takes they did on a lot of the Marvel female characters in a long time, because you know a lot of them they you know picked and plucked from places that hadn't been used in a while. But Singularity is the remnant of a whole universe. She's one whole universe, living in the Marvel universe. So
but
I don't know.
I think the reason why people think that, though, because even I remember seeing the theater and then I heard someone say it. I'm like,
one split second I saw it too, and I thought the same thing first.
And when I heard someone say that, I'm like, I guess, but it was literally a second, and then you're seeing her walk around, and then she uses her like laser beams in her eyes. I'm like, okay, so they might use an aspect, but it's not. That's not.
I don't think it's the same thing either.
Yeah.
So we are in agreement on that one. I don't believe it's Singularity. Now, while I do think that the movement on the book, there's been a lot of people that have been itching to have that book move for whatever reason, just because she's one of the coolest concepts Marvel's come up with in a while. And we were actually talking about this last night on the Anti-Spec Spec Club about how derivative characters reign supreme, but when original ideas come, it's like they get rejected and they get buried.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to really let them shine. Singularity is one of those. They have shelved her after the 2 A-Force volumes, and I don't believe she's been back since. So
We think about Captain Universe.
Captain Universe was what we just dealt with in King in Black.
The Unipower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It could be. We'll know more later. We just need more to go off of.
So, years ago, a guy on a Friday night show where people get hammered.
I'm gonna get hammered listening to this. I'm not gonna participate much. I'm just gonna put up comments.
All right. So for me, everybody who's like, I hated this Thor movie, I'm like, I loved it. I am again a big fan of that Jim Valentino Guardians of the Galaxy alternate universe future, Vance Astro, going to Alpha Centauri and meeting Yondu and all that other stuff. So I like that storyline. Jack Kirby's Thor is my Thor. That's like, okay, like all the modern stuff is cool, like the Thunderstrike era, all that modern stuff that was around when I was around. I was like, no, I'm digging these older Thor issues. And the old cosmic stuff, Black Galaxy, High Evolutionary, Hercules, and people really don't understand how much Hercules and Thor are actually best friends in some of these books. It's quite surprising. One of them is called the Black Galaxy Saga, and that's where they give birth to a new Celestial, the Black Celestial. That's actually a modern Thor.
That's cool. I like that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Celestials actually take Hercules somehow, and they're using his power and his source of power to fuel the birth of a new Celestial.
Well, and the Eternals is, I know people don't, some people are like, Eternals, and like,
Same.
But it's leading towards something. Like they're using Eternals for freaking reason.
For sure.
It's not gonna just go away because they're like, oh, it didn't do well. Let's just scrap that. Like it's all leading. So
Cosmic is so deep, though.
Dude,
it gets deeper.
I'm so confused by everything you guys have said so far that I'm just like trying to pretend like I understand. I'm nodding occasionally. No fucking clue what you're talking about.
So, and you're right, Laura, because it's really hard to pinpoint, besides the books you guys showed tonight, like where can you really get down and dirty in the Marvel cosmic stuff?
Where? Ultra, enlighten us.
Well, if you would like to know one of the coolest stories about Celestials that also has Beyonder taking a female form, divine feminine. All right, let me rephrase that. Has the Beyonder taking a divine feminine form in story? It's actually in the back of the Fantastic Four annual that was done by Herb Trimp that everybody clowned on him for because he was like reinventing his style more 90s-ish at the time. It was right before he passed, too. It was like one of the last books that Herb Trimp did. And in the back of that annual, there's actually a story about the Celestials that the Beyonder actually gives a history lesson. Or whoever's walking with the Beyonder, I can't really remember it right now because this is again another lifetime where I read this book. I don't know if that's where Venom's God came from or not. We never really do find that out officially where that, like, the night that fell to the planet, even in Love and Thunder, like we never really see that battle happen. We just know that it's there and Gore's led to it. Same way as in the comic books. And I do like there is a little bit of, changing between the two, between the comic book and the movie. They obviously alter those things in order to create entertainment, but they still definitely paid homage to a lot of that.
So the beginning, Gore's walking with his daughter in his hands. Then what?
Well, so we don't. They cut out the whole thing, or it's like it's been happening since he was a kid. And I think that, to me, if you would have seen the mom and he was a kid, and then they showed us a little bit more, I think it'd been more, because
there was a lot of story left ambiguous and vague just for the sake of moving the story along.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, that all the cutscenes are from them visiting the gods, the different gods. Like they actually went to more gods than what they actually showed in.
That would have been cool. So Laura, so after he's like, he's praying to whatever god, I can't remember, but and he's just crying like save my family, save my family, and of course nothing happens. His daughter dies. And then he ends up in the realm where this god is.
He hears the sword call to him.
And then because they're like, oh, isn't there like a god that's the god killer? All these like really like far out, like Taika Waititi, like kind of like his brain was on the in the movie. And it's this guy who's like this god that he's been praying to, and he's like, he made it to that's their eternity or their heaven. Yeah. And he's like, oh, like you made it there. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like I didn't save. It wasn't like I didn't save you or something like that, or I can't remember.
He's like, there's nothing for you. He's like, what? Well, I'll go to Valhalla, but there will be nothing for you.
Yeah.
Right. So it was kind of like a seed being planted in the beginning of the movie in order to, and I gotta say this, that seed was planted to throw you off when they show you the end credit scene. The very end credit scene.
Yeah.
So who do we have in the live chat? Does everybody in the live chat want to talk about the end credit scenes?
I think everybody in here is cool. Guys, we already warned you. Spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, before you get to end credit, Ultra, like I'm barely at the beginning of the opening of the film.
Okay, so you can't really overthink it too much. Basically, Gore comes and he needs Thor to give him the gateway to eternity.
Yeah.
And once he's put in front of eternity, he will be granted the wish. And Gore's basically going to wish that the gods don't exist. And that's going to include Thor, Valkyrie, everybody related to him, and wipe out the universe. Whoever's left, of course, after he goes on his rampage of murderous god killing and poor Sif losing an arm.
Which I thought like that was a great scene, but I also felt again like I just felt like here's like these Sif that we haven't seen, and like she lost an arm, all right, like on to the next scene. I would have led a little bit more exposition to things.
The comedy that happened in that scene where she's talking about, what do you mean I don't get to go to Valhalla?
Right.
I'm imagining. Okay.
So
we get to tell the end credits, Ultra.
So he gets that entire great setup, and I think that's the reason why Gore the God Butcher's books are kind of on the correction. We're gonna call that the correction phase. Okay. As I aggravated the wife, and I've actually woken her up, and she came and closed the office door. That's how bad this is right now.
Dang, you're in trouble.
Oh, I will be. Oh, absolutely.
You will be.
Tomorrow's a big day too, so it's gonna be fun. So the one seed that was planted at the beginning again, where the god of light that tells Gore there will be no afterlife for you because you are not a god. Well, we do see, of course, the death of the mighty Thor. She does succumb to her cancer. Oh. It's something that happens in the comics. We knew that her honor and how she died in the comics would allow her to be resurrected in Valhalla, which is why some guy was pointing to the mighty Thor at the gates of Valhalla comic book for some stupid reason. And then he went and checked his collection. He has none of the A cover, which is the better one, I think.
Yes, Jen?
I got one.
She's got one.
We talked about, like, I try to have some of the books we talk about before, like, and if I've been on the fence about it, I'm like, but sometimes I miss it, and then I'm like, oh, gosh darn it.
Okay. And I've been real subtle about this one, too, because I as soon as I saw that end credit scene, I knew exactly where they're heading. Now, wouldn't it be cool if Valkyrie finds out she's not the only Valkyrie left, and somehow the Valkyries return?
Because we're in Valhalla, in Pocket Dimension.
Ooh.
Well, so obviously the reason why the Mighty Thor books with Jane Foster have kind of taken a correction along with the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher is obviously they don't foresee her being the Mighty Thor for much longer past this film. It's one of those things. So if you're a speculation, you should have already sold your spec on Jane Foster and collected the books you wanted, got your high grade copies. If you want to grade them, whatever. But if you're doing that now, you're already like late to the game, and you may be buying in high and only being able to sell low. However, the books to chase that are in a complete dip right now, because this was thought upon by a lot of people a long time ago. They were like, why is Marvel pushing Jane Foster all of a sudden? They killed her off, and then they brought her back as the Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And War of the Realms, Omega, is the book where she first appears as the Valkyrie. There's
that show.
the 50 copy incentive. There is also a second printing. There is also an SDCC variant. There's also a variant that does not have her on the cover. That's just Thor. That is probably the most important spec book from Thor Love and Thunder, in my opinion. Way more important than Singularity, just because Natalie Portman, after... So you guys know about the Patty Jenkins thing? Like, she was supposed to do Dark World, and then when she bailed, like, that apparently very much made Natalie Portman upset, and that was the reason why she left after Dark World. So now that she's back, what do you think Disney and Marvel would have to offer someone like Natalie Portman to come back after, something that bad happening?
100 llamas.
Well, I mean, a paycheck is always a paycheck, but
a Johnny Depp reference. It's all right.
I'm really thinking that they offered her the Valkyrie either in a Disney Plus series or in some sort of movie format going forward, and that's how they're going to be able to resurrect her. She's going to be able to come back to the MCU, but then they're also going to be able to bring some of the other Valkyries back, which I know that you guys did talk about the Brunhilde and Valkyrie, aka I like to call her Runa. I think she's Runa. We're all rooting for her to be. They haven't name dropped her yet. Have you guys also known that? In all of the movies and appearances that she's had since Thor Ragnarok, they have not name dropped her once. Yeah. They all refer to her as Valkyrie, but that's not her name. So,
well, hoping that, because there's been rumors of them getting a show, and I mean, Tessa Thompson's been like underutilized. But so here's hoping. I mean, I'm still like, my hope is kind of like with my Mara Jade hope, like, but something not going to happen is that Angela.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more complex to tell after they say Thor had a sister and they made it Hela, and it's like, what?
It could be another multiverse type thing. They could, but I'm like, that's just that. Like, I have Mara Jade hope. But I'm like, it's probably not going to happen. And I have Angela hope. But it's like, there's a way for them to do it with the multiverse, but...
So I thought about this too, because they need the multiverse in order to have the War Thor. And he was also, I believe, killed in Ragnarok by Hela. So that one's kind of out there. But you need that War Thor hammer. You need that Mjolnir from the other universe. And you also need Yarnburn, the axe, in order to complete the Runa story, and you need Stormbreaker to go to Beta Ray Bill in order to fulfill his story.
And then now you're hearing Sif and Beta Ray Bill rumors.
Jamie Alexander. I saw that post out there that was like, Jamie Alexander said she would love to do a Beta Ray Bill.
But how would they?
Series.
That'd be a great show. That would be a great Disney Plus show. Yes.
But yes.
Yeah.
All CGI, and obviously she'd be wearing a green arm throughout the whole thing.
It could work.
I mean, Sebastian Stan did he's Winter Soldier with that prosthetic arm.
How do they get Beta Ray Bill though?
Well, they already had him in Ragnarok, and he's one of the champions.
Are we sure that was just another Corbinite champion?
Oh, it could have been a Corbinite champion. Yeah, that's true.
Nobody knew.
Wait, hold on. Slow that down. What did you say?
That could have been another Corbinite, which is the race of beings that Beta Ray Bill is.
And Jen saying it could have been Beta Ray Bill, though.
It could have been. Well, in Ragnarok, they had that big display in
All
the
the
arena of all the champions. It was built of all the different champions' heads and designs, and that was kind of like the Easter egg they gave us for Beta Ray Bill.
Ultra, when you talk, I need you to talk a lot slower. It's like trying to understand Spanish. I understand Spanish, but you
Okay.
gotta talk really.
I've slowed my roll. I've moved closer to the microphone.
I'm just kidding. Continue. You guys are doing great. So, guys, if you're just hopping in, we're at like roughly 50 viewers. If you haven't already seen the movie, we are talking spoilers.
Big
Jen
time.
and Ultra are just going to town. Sarah, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No, I'm just listening. I'm sucking in all this information. I'm a newbie comic. I've only been collecting and been in this universe for about like a year and a half. I'm more like a pop culture chick. So, like, to hear all this cool stuff, like, it makes me want. I think when we had Ultra on Friday, like, I was writing stuff down, like all this stuff, all the suggestions, so I can go read some stuff and get some information. But
I'm kind of a nerd.
nah, that's all right. Aren't we all?
So the other cool thing is, do you guys remember when Beta Ray Bill also crossed over with the new Sam Alexander Nova?
No.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
actually
I think I've had that
made an appearance and was helping him fight Chitauri. So there's a lot of potential. Marvel, if you're watching this show, I am hireable.
There you go.
We can talk, and I can definitely make a organized universe for him. Marvel Cosmic, again, I love the Thor Cosmic stuff. Having Thor grounded on Earth only for Avengers stories is like he's so much potential that just sitting there. Like, it's kind of like having a 9.8 with nobody to show it to.
So I get a question for you guys. So where do you see this, like, we've now established, celestials and all this cosmic entities. So where do we see, like, we still got Kang over in this corner. Where do we all see this ending up in?
It's not Secret Wars but there's also Secret Invasion. There's so much that they have that they're
Right.
like, doing, and it's like I just
But you
want
know
to
what?
see. Huh.
Secret Wars is like the reset. I've also heard rumors that John Krasinski will not be returning as Reed Richards.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it was
I
just
heard
supposed to be
that
like a fan service thing and like a test, and then how did it do? It's okay.
I didn't like that. I was like, oh, like, it kind of, when I saw it, I just was kind of disappointed because I'm like, I know this already. Like, I don't know why, but I just was.
Well, people wanted it, and
I
they're just like, "We'll
know.
do it," and you're
But I
like,
was just like,
"Yay!"
I was just
But
like,
there
"Aw."
was let's talk about this real quick, because I think this might actually be related to the Secret Wars setup. One of my favorite, Mr. Rabam Malal himself, Dr. Doom. So, did you guys see that the kid who played the young Han Solo was cast for
For the reread.
Ironheart?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No, Lauren.
No. I'm packaging comics all day long. Enlighten me, Ultra.
Okay, so have you seen Star Wars, Han Solo, A Star Wars Story?
Yes.
The guy who played Han Solo has been cast for a role in the Ironheart Disney Plus series. This has led to rampant speculation in Ultra's brain as well, hoping that we finally got a Doctor Doom. I'm looking for Marvel's casting of Doctor Doom, and I just every now and then they keep talking to somebody cool, and I'm like, ooh, you know what? He'd be a good fit. He'd be a good fit too. Oh, that'd be a good fit. Yeah. And I'm thinking, how are they going to pull off a Doom in this universe, if not a young Doom? And Doom and Black Swan would be two absolute dream specs come true for me. Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Jen, take. She looks. She disagrees. Do you
I
disagree?
don't know how I feel him playing Doom. It would make sense to make because I feel like FF is still like 2 years, 3 years at least, like minimum.
Without a director.
Yeah.
We know that.
But like so it would make sense if like you wanted to push Doom sooner to have him against like around Riri's, like because he doesn't look like an older guy, like he's a younger looking dude. Well, I mean,
Maybe.
It depends on the story, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, they could be filming scenes of him younger, and we could see him older behind the mask, a little disfigured. Who knows?
it's the multiverse. I mean, it is open.
That's
You know,
It is. However, I have seen a lot of leaks about like it is going someplace as far as we know Secret Wars is going to happen because of the
Right.
incursions.
Huh.
Doctor
Right.
Strange. Who knows how compartmentalized they'll make Secret Wars though? What if it's Doctor Strange 3, the Secret Wars?
Yeah.
You know, like after Multiverse of
No.
Madness, and then we get the Secret Wars in his. And then Raimi, you know, Sam Raimi's doing the same thing again, you know, and we get a Multiverse of Madness sequel through him.
I just want to see like I want to see so many things that they already have slated, so we can like it's more pieces to the puzzle, right? So like Secret Invasion, more I want to see now, right? Like I want it to be 2 years and we've already watched these things and we're like, yeah, now we know like this is the thing. Even was it August? It's supposed to be the call, the Marvel was supposed to do like some kind of investor call or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Like D23, is that? Are you talking about invest?
That.
Oh yeah,
September.
when that goes
September.
down, that's when I think. But there's going to be a panel. They said they're going to have a panel at
Yes.
SDCC this year.
That's what I saw too.
So that's going to make things. Everybody's going to be watching that one like a hawk to see what they say and who they.
What
introduce.
if season 2? I heard that
Is
they're
the
going to
next thing.
release. Yeah, that's what they're going to. I thought it was confirmed that that's what is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel in 4 hours, if you're Eastern Standard Time. You know, so and then the next one I think is what if season 2 is already drawn and ready to drop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool when you guys are talking about the Watcher tonight. It's like, can't wait for season 2. What if? But the only logical thing is that obviously they're going to have something to do with Kang, and the Avengers are going to try to fight him, probably lose miserably, and then they're going to go into Secret Wars.
Kang been this whole time.
Yeah, King Watch 2022.
Well, he orchestrated the sacred timeline once. He had reasoning for it, and sometimes I think you have to let the heroes live in order to let them get defeated later. Something along those lines.
Yeah, pretty much.
How does the movie end?
So
It is.
I
It's
haven't
hard,
seen
bro.
the bloody movie,
It's-
Sarah. I have no clue.
No, it's just funny because you're listening to all this stuff and you're like, how does the movie end? It's heartbreak. It's a heartbreaking.
I told you
scene.
by the spoiler that I revealed, you know, that she passes
Yeah.
from cancer. That's how Thor: Love and Thunder ends. Is she passes, and Thor already falling back in love with her is already like, oh shit, I just lost somebody else again. Like, you know, like he's kind of numb at the end of this one, but he's still trying to stay positive about it, which is a very godly quality. But the like I was talking about at the beginning of the movie, where they planted that seed, where there's nothing for like the mere mortals, there is no afterlife, and they're like trying to be like hardcore about it, like there's nothing for you but darkness, and then well, All Black says, yep, there's darkness right here for you, and he actually stabs a god in the throat, and he like this like blood of gold and light coming out of him as he dies, and like the fairies of the fae or whatever, they're like just like evaporate. They were like a bunch of butterflies like hanging out talking to him. So it was different portrayals of different gods of different types
Yeah.
even different alien planets have their own gods, and they all, you know, hanging out with Zeus and stuff in the movie.
So confusing. It's like
But
the Cheesecake
it is.
Factory.
It's one of those movies where if you know your mythology and your ancient cultures, it's a ball, because you're like, well, from what I know, that's the same god just in different cultures. Like it's like
Bast was in there. Did you see Bast?
yeah, Bass was in there. There was also Khonshu's father was mentioned by name but not shown. So
Like-
there's something for everybody, really. But as somebody like, okay, as someone who does like, I look into a lot of ancient Mesopotamian cultures and some of the Sumerian gods and stuff like that. That's like some of the hobby in me that I don't do outside of comic books.
Looking into Mesopotamian cultures is part of the hobby.
It's part of my hobbies that I do outside of comic books.
That's really cool. That's very cool.
So it's like I see this movie is definitely like comical, because for people who study these cultures, we know that it's the same god just with different names under the different people that they went and visited supposedly. And I'm talking too much.
No, that's good. Where is present day Mesopotamia?
Same place it was.
Yeah.
Babylon.
What's it called?
So like
now?
Iraq, Iran, Israel, that whole stretch.
All right, I was
there.
testing you there. That was the teacher in me coming out, but like Ultra.
Okay.
Let's see if you actually read your homework. You did. Damn it! One of
The
these
first
days,
city-
I'm going to get you.
First city post Younger Dryas is the city of Ur.
It's bringing Gilgamesh. I said
Yeah,
Joracho
you
earlier.
know,
so.
Gilgamesh is, of course, one of the Eternals, according to the Eternals movie. So that's quite comical as well. Like, and seeing the Ishtar Gate in the previews, I knew I was automatically in for Eternals. I was like, oh yeah, done. I'm there. And plus the Celestials and some of the other, you know, cooler, cosmic side of things.
All right, Jen, anything to add?
So
I can tell.
basically, at the end, because the whole movie, like at one point, Gore talks to each one of the heroes, and he can like see into them, and you know, talks to Valkyrie, and then talks to Jane Foster, and basically says to Jane Foster, like we're very similar, right? Because I think he knew about the Necro Sword, even though he wasn't like, I think it was like a subconscious thing of like this thing is both of our things that make us mighty are killing us, and kind of like doesn't hate her for it, kind of understands it, but they have a connection in that moment. Then talks to Thor, and then at the very end, both Thor, well, it's mostly Jane Foster that kind of gets Gore, instead of, because they made Eternity like a weird, like you get a wish, whoever gets to him first, and I was like, what the? Okay, that's different. Like that's more than what he's more than that, but okay, like I'll go with it. And he gets there, and he's gonna wish for all, like there's no God bomb, that's gone, right? They just got rid of that. He's gonna wish for no gods, but basically Jane, like there's your hate and there's like revenge and like all that bad stuff, and you could choose that, or you could choose love to save her. And then that's when, and you know, he's been corrupted by the Necro Sword, but he hears that, and it's like he turns back and like looks at her like he didn't even think about that he could have his daughter back. But they're not sure what he's going to choose. And then basically Thor goes to Jane. He's like, look, you won. I'm just going to go be with the person that I love. And then I think that also kind of like sets in Gore like, oh. So then instead of wishing for all the gods to die, he wishes for his daughter back. And so you see Eternity go from big to small and then turn into his daughter. And that quick scene is what people were like, oh, it looks just like Singularity. And I was like,
and it was a reflection too. It wasn't even the right.
It was a
I was
reflection.
looking at the water
Yeah.
as Eternity did that, and you see the shape of the daughter, and that's all I saw was Eternity being like, "Here you go," and it taking the form. And then when you look up, when the camera pans up, it's actually Gore's daughter, or AKA the spoiler alerts, played by Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Yeah.
That's what Jen was saying.
We're talking spoilers for the Thor movie, and we got Ultron. Bird City just walked in. Switch
Bird
back to
City. Hi, buddy.
All right, so check this out. See how I'm covered in this? This is flour. I just been making homemade pizzas.
Nice.
Then toss in the dough. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Liquor 1, Laura 0. Oh my God, what did she do?
Thank you. They call me Bruce. That's basically what happens.
Laura just got the simplified version of Thor: Love and Thunder, spoiler edition.
Yeah.
And she cried.
Did she really?
I,
That's a sad moment. Like, because I didn't realize that until the end. But like in the beginning, he's holding her, and at the end, she's holding him. Like, oh my, like, how could you not just be? I was crying.
Nah, I'd have been like, put me down, woman.
I mean, it wasn't like when Tony Stark died, but it was pretty up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, let me go out like a dude. Like, I get it. I love you. Lay me on a rock, make it majestic. Has Laura ever told you guys my funeral arrangements when I pass one of these days?
It's going to be
I
a
understand
Viking. They're going to put you on the boat, and she's going to get to shoot the arrow.
That's absolutely. This is literally in my request for when I pass one of these days, and I am to be put legally, if I have to be in an urn, whatever. But they're to make a body-looking thing, place me on a raft, put me in water, push me out, shoot flaming arrows at me like I'm a
Get
king.
arrested. I will be arrested.
Bro, I will start a fund to cover the cost of the tickets for this. That's how I want to go out.
Hey, just make sure there's like a good 100 pounds of thermite.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I want this big old, and people
That's
be
right.
like, that's how Uncle Ant does it right there. And that's how I want to go out. Not with my woman holding me going, shh, baby, shh. No.
Oh, I mean, you can go out that way. Just, your burial, just,
So I'm saying, I want people turned up, being like, and that's it.
You have big drums.
Ultra, did you cry? Yes, drums. Oh, okay, add drums. Next time we go to the lawyer to update drums. Thank you.
I'll
Sorry.
ask my brother-in-law about all that because that's what he's in. He's in the funeral business.
I'm super legit about it. I'm talking like we're gonna get deer hearts and eat them fresh from the body. I don't know. I'm reaching now. I'm just going with it.
Ultra cried during Thor?
Ultra, did you cry during Thor?
no. I told you last time I cried.
Did
was
you
when
cry
I started.
during Lion King?
I don't know. I saw Lion King when I was like a little kid.
Wait, the remake
I
or
did
the
too.
original?
No. Original. When you saw it the first time it was in theater, did you cry?
I don't know. I was like a little
I
kid
didn't
when that
cry.
happened.
I was
Right.
11 and I bawled my eyes out in the theater.
No, it's sensitive.
I was forced to watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure instead of Transformers the movie.
Forced?
Yeah. I couldn't. I was like, hey, Mom, can I watch Transformers the movie while you guys go watch that? No, you have to come watch this with us.
That's cold.
So then I had to wait for it to be cut up into 5 episodes and put on, regular television.
I love
But I
it.
eventually saw the movie.
I want to point out that we were at 37 live viewers, and when I got on, we shot up to 42.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Hashtag just saying.
Who'd you text?
I've been making pizzas.
Right?
I'm covered in flour. I've been making pizzas. Would you like the limelight back?
Chad.
All right, peace.
Chad with the flattery on the screen tonight, huh?
Ultra was never a little kid. When Ultra was born, doctor told his parents, "Congratulations as a man." You were born. I picture you being tall, but I've never met you in real life.
I am tall in real life, but I was short forever.
How tall
In
are
fact,
you?
I gotta say this because the principal is probably not here. The principal made a tiny joke about my son, and he's starting kindergarten. And it was the principal that small jokes about my kid, bro.
Let's Egga's house. I'll go with you. It's Egga's house. Guys, anything to add before we wrap it up for the night about the Thor movie that you think people should know if they haven't seen it, if they have, whatever it is? Are you 6'4"?
6'3".
Ooh.
I mean, if I decompress my spine, maybe I'll get tall again. Who knows?
Jen, anything to add?
Just don't be so hard. I feel like a lot of people are like nitpicking the shit out of it and trying to be like get a film degree, and it's like, what are you? What? Why are you like
Get a
you?
film
Like,
degree.
oh, that couldn't have happened, and it's like, it's a Marvel movie. You need to just take and you suspend disbelief, and you just enjoy your time. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people are just being really, really hard on it. It's
Like they were on Ant-Man. It's the same way. Ant-Man has a lot
was
of
great.
Paul
It
Rudd
was
comedy,
a great movie, yeah.
and it's the same thing. They're just not used to Jack Kirby kind of campy Thor, and that's
Yeah.
exactly how Thor needed to be.
Yeah, it wasn't doing well before. Like before Taika Waititi, like it wasn't doing well. Like it wasn't a well received. Like wow, it was a little upsetting that people. It's like, oh, it's a great character. It could. There's hope. And like, oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, oops.
Jen cussed Ultra. Now we have to like shut down the channel.
Oh boy. You got a cuss jar, right?
Have I? I don't think I've ever sworn.
Yeah, when you had that bottle of wine a few shows back, you definitely swore.
Chad's lying. It's never Morbin time.
Wait, I'm digging the fuck out of Morbius. Come at me.
I haven't seen Morbius yet.
Neither have I.
Oof.
I haven't seen Venom either.
Oof.
Okay, I'm actually surprised by that, Ultra. I'm surprised. And
Why?
Jen, you too. Morbius was great.
Do you see a Spider-Man movie with Venom in it since Topher Grace? Because I haven't.
What, Sarah? What's so funny?
You know, okay. I have a feeling that some of these like movies, they're trying to get them out, and like, you know, they're trying to keep this train of, you know, story, you know, like Venom. Like Venom 2 was.
I still haven't seen that one either.
What?
It
I've
was.
seen things
Yeah, I've
you
seen that
haven't
one either.
seen. Okay.
It kind of makes me sad because I'm like, you know, there's so much more to Carnage. There's just, but it just feels rushed. And I kind of felt like this was like, I liked the Thor movie, but I felt like it was rushed. If it was a 4-hour Thor movie, I probably would say it's a 10 out of 10. But I like I said, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. But like, that's my opinion. And, you know, I'm glad. Here's the other thing. Here's my age. I'm 44. Like,
Looking
it's
good.
thank you. It's awesome that like we have this movies, we have TV shows, we have all this YouTube to talk about it. You know, so I am thankful that these movies are coming out. I'm thankful for these TV shows. You know, I may not like them all. I may love them all, but that's just my opinion. And I'm just one person. But yeah, go see it. Definitely go to the theater and see it. You know, don't listen to other people's opinions. Go for yourself and
I'm
and
gonna wait
watch
till it
it.
comes out on Disney Plus. I really
You
am.
are?
that too.
Yeah. But not because I'm not interested in the movie. I don't like theaters. I told you that. I don't like theaters. People
Bed
cough
bugs.
and they open their candy so loud.
So
Bed
wait.
bugs.
Do any of you guys have like the theaters that have like huge couches
Recliners?
and they deliver food and
Yes.
stuff like that to you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
In
what John
Madison, I live in a small touristy town, so we don't have we still have cloth seats. Like it's just, if
'Cause
we sit
apparently-
down, like, ooh.
The movie
Cloth?
theater at Disney Springs is apparently like one of them. Like we'll come and
Those
wait
are
on you and bring you
nice.
Cokes and bring you
Those-
refills in the middle of the movie. Like
I would
All
do
right.
that. I would do that. Those are fabulous.
I
love
will say I do miss seeing movies Tuesday matinee for $5 because no one's in the theater. It's like maybe 2 other people, so you can sit super far from them, and there's no one else. And it's so nice. It's like this is my private theater. When I
that's
go
how
on
the
a
Thursday night opens are for me.
Yes.
That's how a
Mhm.
Thursday night open is for me.
It is.
Yes. When I
It's-
went and saw Thor: Love and Thunder on the regular screen at an 11 p.m. showing, I had maybe people like 4 seats down this way,
What?
and at least two empty seats on this side, and the theater was not full.
As it should be. If I book 2 spots, don't sit right next to me when there's a whole row behind me.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I do that strategically. I sit 3 seats away from somebody because I know they're not going to.
Who's in a
I want
party?
to
at
sit
3?
in the very middle with my feet on the rests and the front. Like that like middle, like like there's like the front, and then there's that first, but the middle, so you get like it's just nice and like centered.
This is first world problems, Fred. I don't like my leather
reclining.
reclining theater seat because there's somebody next to me. I
Oh,
want
but
my own
but
private
let me tell you, just because there's an empty theater doesn't mean I don't get the death stare from the wife on my way out the door at 11 p.m. on a night. She's like, where you going? I'm like, to a movie.
by yourself. Take her with you.
And who's gonna watch the child?
Secret. Kids
The
fall
dog.
asleep.
The dog can't watch a child legally in the state of Florida.
They're fine from 11 to 6.
Babysitter?
No.
You can take the baby with you. I've been to plenty of movie theaters
This is why
where
she's pretty
babies are in there.
cool. She's pretty cool about it. Let me do the late night thing because normally I'd be working nights. So she's like, if you're not going to work, where are you going? To a movie.
You're not working. What exactly are you doing at what time? 9 a.m. on Sundays. Damn, that's commitment. I didn't even know there were 9 a.m. movies.
Cheaper
It's
too.
nice. I'm telling you, just go early.
Mhm.
It's really
I go
nice.
4:30. I go right after work. 4:30.
Well, you guys heard it. Check it out. This is a great panel. They all know their stuff. So if they're saying yes, 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 go check it out in theaters. I guess the answer
Because come on, seeing a movie like at home, like I don't have a humongous TV. You need to have like a 7-inch TV to be in that like nice big visuals. If you don't, then it lessens it a little bit.
I have an 80-inch.
If you have a home theater like Laura does.
I have a home theater too. So there you go.
Mhm.
I have no reason to go to the theaters.
Yeah,
Right.
I found out the 80-inch does not fit in the car.
That's a true story too. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Ultra, any ending thoughts? And thanks for hopping on for the conversation.
Any ending thoughts would be don't go in unless you like campy Thor fun, and that's what you should be expecting. And what?
The Jean-Claude Van Damme moment.
That was awesome.
Brit was like, "What?" And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it just like right over, and I was like, "Oh, dude."
You got to figure him and Star-Lord probably had a lot of like that 80s nostalgia talk about superheroes and action movies and other things. I'm sure. I can only speculate because they didn't show us any of that. But I hope there's some cutscenes of those two. with
Yes.
some clips. That would be great.
Ultra, again, before I let you go, putting you on the spot here. What's one thing that you would spec from this movie?
I've already told you.
it again.
Valkyrie's coming.
Wait, what is?
Jane Foster Valkyrie.
You guys heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
She's like, I'm out. I'm
Did
done.
she just
I'm out.
leave me like she did last time?
Like, oh. Sorry, no, didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, you guys heard it, and I trust Ultra. I think he knows his stuff. Jen, what's your take? Best spec from this movie?
Yeah, I would say Valkyrie or Sif.
Sif. Okay. What's her first appearance?
Early.
Silver Age.
That's definitely a very early journey in the mystery. I think you're gonna have fun with that one.
I'll dig into it. Sarah, top spec from the movie?
I'm gonna go with the easy one, like Code Red had just said, is Hercules.
Oh yeah.
Totally overshadowed, right?
Yeah. Hercules.
Really, Hercules? I saw it on some of the lists recently, but okay, I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen it.
What's it? Oh, that's actually chainmail armor, and that's Red Sonja.
So Micah.
That's right.
You were throwing that stuff up before I even knew her name. So shout out to you for that.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we are done. We'll be back on Thursday. Ben over at Mr. Longshort hosts Long Story Short with Aaron Yee on Thursdays. And I think Sarah is going to be on this Thursday.
Yep. Sure. Yeah.
Haley and I have already paid our dues, so it's either you, Jen, or
Right.
Susie. What
Yeah,
do you do?
I'm up for it. I'm up for. You're gonna hear a lot of like, yeah, that's cool, and that's really pretty.
Cool. That's nice.
That's cool. Yeah. No, I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Good. So Sarah will be on Thursday. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel if you haven't already. Follow Ultra Maximus. He has not only an awesome Instagram, but also YouTube channel. When do you go live, Ultra?
See, that's the thing is because I have that responsibility that I can never like secure an official time. So it's best to subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell for notifications for when I do go live, and hopefully YouTube will do its magic and you will get a notification.
There you go. And
Thank you.
Jen on Comic Aficionado on
Friday?
Instagram.
Right,
What?
Friday show.
And we have Friday. We are having Brian McClay from the Amazing McClay. He is going to be over with us for the first time ever on our channel. So we're really excited to have him on. I think we're doing Creator Firsts. Yes. And he'll be bringing his top 10 list of Creator First. So make sure you are tuned in for Friday's show as well. We'll have, again, another giveaway. Congrats to Jersey by the Bay for your win tonight. And I think that is it. Yeah? All right, guys. Have a good night.